The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Some breaking sad news that's just coming in. I'm just sitting on Twitter while we're doing this. This music is not appropriate. We've got some very sad news. I got for John Gaunt is still alive. John Gaunt is still alive. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Keep your bras locked up. John Gaunt is still alive. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So Catherine and I were having an argument before the show because I've ordered for about 97 pence the Kids from Fame album. Not the Kids from Fame live at the Royal Albert Hall, but the Kids from Fame album. And on the front there's the blind cellist. There's Coco. Is that her name, or am I being racist?
No, her name was Coco.
Okay. There's Forbes, the dancer that died of AIDS.
Leroy.
Who's
Forbes?
Forbes is the butler in my sitcom. There's let me just do that. There's Doris, the one I had a crush on. There's the man who looks like Doris. Olivier, the synthesizer man. Olivier.
Okay.
You know the guy?
Yeah. Was he called that?
Yeah. Let's say there's Mr. Stravinsky.
Yeah.
There's old lady whore.
What?
And I don't know the rest. So we were arguing about this, right? Because the Kids from Fame are going to be my new jam. They're going to be my new jam. Oh, look. Phone that person up who just texted in. What a blast from the past. Kids from Fame was the first ever concert I went to. I want to speak to that woman. I want to speak to that woman. It will be a woman.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, it will be. If they want to come on, I'd love to speak to them and find out about that, because Kids from Fame are my new jam. But here's the argument. Catherine seems to think that all of the Kids from Fame in the television series were the same Kids from Fame as in the movie. And I don't think they were. I think Fame's the lady, the teacher, Diana?
The one that said, fame costs, and right here is where you start paying, in sweat.
Sweat.
No.
And I think she may have been the same person, but everybody else, I'm pretty sure, was new. I know it's not exactly a hot topical phone-in. Were the Kids from Fame in the TV series the same as the ones that were in the movie? I know! The movie was very, very raunchy. It was directed by the English gentleman, Alan Turner? No, he was in Emmerdale Farm. The famous Alan...
Alan.
Who directed Wish You Were Here? You know the one about the girl that shows her
Up your bum.
Up your bum. Anyway, her dad...
It's Trigger.
No. Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, well then... No. Oh, no. No, that's it. I once went to see a theatrical production with the daughter of the director. Right. And she wasn't in Wish. But so that man, English, I think it's called Alan Bates. Not Alan Bates. Anyway, he made the Kids from Fame. He made the Fame movie, which is very, very raunchy. A lot of swearing in it.
That was the first time I ever saw someone being coaxed into pulling a bra strap down. Don't they do that thing where says, come on, you'd be a grown-up, and she ends up having to pull a bra strap down?
Do you remember when...
a photo taken?
I think... Season 2 of the Kids from the Fame television series, Leroy, I think this is it was the racial stereotypes they pounded to. Didn't become a drug addict. Didn't he start doing a lot of drugs? And the teacher, he stopped going to dance class, and then the teacher went to like a crack house, and Leroy was there shooting it up. And didn't that happen? And didn't one of the Osmonds, didn't Jimmy Osmond play a boy with Down syndrome?
I can't remember.
I'm sure. Kids from Fame, phone in, guys. 0344 499 1000.
I was so I used to love it.
No.
But it's one of those shows that you watch as a kid and I don't think I really got it. Like Grease. I didn't get all the stuff in Grease until I was much older.
I'm surprised you watched this as a kid, because my sister was into it. And she, when was this? 81, 82.
Right, so I'd have been 4.
Yeah, well, yeah, so you're lying.
No, I used to like the dancing and the singing.
So you're doing a Gaunty.
I'm not.
And you're just lying to try and get people to donate to your Bullshine Fund. Is that what you're doing?
No.
Well, you didn't watch it. It
was a big thing, so they were kids on Jim Will Fix It wanting to be the Kids from Fame and all that.
At 4 you watched that.
4 or 5,
So hang on a second. Sorry, and I know you don't like accuracy and facts, but I do. So did you watch Fame?
Yes.
Or did you watch Jim Will Fix It?
Both.
Right. Okay.
There were things I missed on that as well.
Just you were lucky then. You referenced a specific scene on Jim Will Fix It, but you've been unable so far...
No, I'm just saying, it was in the zeitgeist.
You've been saying so far, Stephen, you've been unable to reference... Yeah, you're Stephen, like, you're the guy from yesterday. It's a back reference, it's a throwback, it's a good thing that clever comedians do, and I'm trying to up my game a bit. And Michael McIntyre...
Call it a callback, don't they?
No, they don't, actually, no.
What do they call it?
They call it a throwback.
A throwback?
Now Michael McIntyre's out of the picture because he's too busy peeing his pants because he's a pansy. If I'd have been there, right, if I'd have been there when Michael McIntyre got mugged, right, I would have steamed in there.
Would you? Apparently it took 16 seconds.
Yeah, well, I'm fast.
All right.
I'm fast. It took 16 seconds, but that was still long enough for someone to whip out their phone, set it to film, put it in landscape, and film it. They were still long enough for someone to do that.
They're very quick on the draw, these kids.
Very quick on the draw. Someone managed to film it. And I didn't realise that his kid was in the car. I thought, because they said when he's gone to pick up his kid, I thought it was pre-kid. It was post-kid. And so the son very kindly yesterday, and thanks for this, son, because this is what I needed to see the whole time. Alan Parker, thank you, Paul. The whole time, this story about Martin. McCutcheon. What's his name? Chris. What's his name? The comedian we're talking
Michael
about.
McIntyre.
Yeah. The whole time this story was breaking.
McCutcheon.
The whole time this story was breaking and bubbling around, I was thinking, do you know what I need to see? I need to see stills taken from the phone footage of his child looking really, really scared. That's what I need to see. I need to see a dad defending his, 8, 9, 10-year-old son. Then I need to see his 10-year-old son looking terrified and his dad give him a hug. That's what I need to see. And thank you, the son. Thank you, because you got those stills from that phone footage and you published those in the papers yesterday. So thank you. That is great first-class reporting from our colleagues at The Sun. Thank you, guys. Really needed to see a 10-year-old cacking himself. That's what I needed. Thank you. I thought that was really that was above and beyond. None of the other papers did it. Just The Sun. The Sun goes where others fear to tread, unless, of course, that other place is Liverpool and The Sun don't go there. But The Sun doesn't shine in Liverpool. But I thought that was really, really brave journalism there. So thank you, The Sun. I appreciate that. Anyway, I would have steamed in there. I would have steamed it. Well, here's what you've got to do, right? Because, I was once held hostage by two gentlemen with a gun. I've told you this.
Yeah.
Well, now you say it as though, yeah, that's a lie. It's not a lie. I was held. This is a true story.
Didn't you stumble into it?
I stumbled into it, right? So my mate, Steve, was a little bit of a shagger. And he would sometimes go where he was not meant to go.
He would park his car in other men's drives.
Yeah, basically. Well, no, I don't.
Wives.
I don't think he did that.
The car was his penis.
Right, that's what it was a euphemism. Yes, he would have sex with married women. And so I was having a tough old time with my girlfriend at the time. And so I phoned up Steve and said, Steve, can I come and stay with you tonight? Because I'm going nuts. He went, yeah, come round. So I went round. Try and call it because she's saying she can't. So I went round. It's about 12:30 at night. And Steve opened the door and I was like, hey, Steve, how you doing, man? Can I come in? And he was with a gentleman, right? And I thought that he was buying weed. Okay, I thought he was buying weed, right? Because there was a very strange vibe.
They were clearly not friends. There was some sort of thing going on.
And I was like, oh, okay, can I come in? Yeah. So we came in and we walked in, and then the guy shut the door and he's going, how do you know him? I said, I'm just a mate. I'm just a mate. And I thought this is a very tense vibe. And then it wasn't a baseball bat, dear listener. It was a rounder's bat, right? And he's sort of waving it around, very tiny flat. He's sort of waving it around and threatening Steve and by default threatening me, right? And he said, my mate is coming with a gun. Oh. Wow! What the heck? My mate is coming with a gun. So I said, I thought it was a robbery, right? I didn't know what was going on. So I thought it was a robbery. So I said, hey, listen, man, I was on the telly, right? So I had money. I said, look, I've got a bank card. I can take 500 quid out on this. If it's about money, we'll go and take 500 quid out and you just walk away and everybody's cool. And he went nuts. Now, he said, stop calling me man. And you think I'm after money because I'm black? Whoa, suddenly I'd made a racist. By trying to pay off a man who was threatening me with a rounder's bat, I'd made a racial slur. But he was black. I wasn't trying to pay him off because he was black. I was paying him off because I didn't want to get my head stoved in with a rounder's bat.
Well, you assume that if he was bringing some sort of reinforcements with a weapon, that there must be some sort of transaction afoot.
So, anyway, this guy turned up with a gun and was pointing it at us. And we were cacking. Now, when I say pointing it at us, in hindsight, there was obviously no gun. Because he was doing the thing of his hand in the pocket. But we were cacking ourselves. We were 25 and we were terrified. This guy is a tiny flat. But I'm being clever because he's not taking my phone off me. So I'm dialing 999 on my phone. Dial 999. And I'm going, so what is the address that this man with the gun is going to come to and threaten us? And then we got the address out. It turns out when they'd left, I checked my phone, I dialed 666. That was pointless. Pointless. But so this guy came in and we thought he had a gun. Obviously he didn't have a gun looking back because we didn't. And I really should have said, can I see your gun? But what we should have done, and this is going back to McIntyre. What I should have done when there were the two of us, and a friend of mine told me this. He said, you should have gone
loco.
You should have gone loco and gone crazy. And I should have. I'm a big lad. Steve's a bit. We should have just started making noises we could have overpowered that guy and kicked him out, right? When the guy with the gun came, should have done the same thing. Now, if I'm ever lucky enough to witness a celebrity who I met once about 12 years ago in a gym being mugged, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go loco. I'm going to steam in there, arms flare. Ah! 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 Now, it would have been inappropriate for Michael to do that. He's with his kid, right? And so he did exactly the right thing. He protected his boy.
Gave him the
watch and protected his boy. That's when you're in that situation. That's what you got to do. You don't hurt my kid. What do you want? Here we go, fella. Take it. Thank you very much, and gave the boy a hug. McIntyre played it perfectly as a dad. Did a great job. Right. But me as an outsider, I'd have gone, ah! Like that. Would have terrified them.
Would you?
Would have terrified them.
You've gone wheeling in with your windmill arms.
I would have done. So so if anyone knows of any celebrities that are being robbed tonight, let me know, and I will rock up and I will do that.
I think there's a superhero slot missing. Someone with that kind of power.
Yeah, I think so. I think there is. Sorry, I was just thrown by Philip texting me saying that there was a 2009 version of Fame starring Kelsey Grammer. Wow, that I got to see.
Did he dance on a taxi? Oh, what the hell is that?
So I would have done that. And also, I saw someone tweet, the left-wing liberals are more upset and more surprised that Michael McIntyre had a £15,000 watch over the fact he was mugged in broad daylight. No, we're not. No, we're not. Good luck to him. He's got. I couldn't care less how much he's got. My watch cost a £5, but I couldn't care less. No, I'm genuinely more shocked that he was attacked in daylight over the price of his watch. Honestly, this is the thing that these extreme right wings do, and maybe Stephen will call in tonight. They just make stuff up.
They're stirrers.
Stephen and Alan, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Stephen's on the line. Good evening, Stephen.
Evening, Ian.
Now, Stephen, I'm confused because your telephone number is the same telephone number that sent this text. What a blast from the past. Kids from Fame was the first ever concert I went to. And I was absolutely prepared to bet the keys to my brand new house that I haven't got yet that you'd be a woman. Now, unless something has happened in the ensuing years, which is perfectly fine and possible and wonderful, and I'm glad that it does happen, but you're a bloke.
Well, I was little then. I don't even think I would have been 10, to be honest.
Where did you go and see him, Stephen?
It would have been in Birmingham at the NSA.
Wow, that's a big old venue, man.
Yeah, it was. From what I can remember, it was a surprise. I was a fan of the show.
Yeah.
And I was surprised on the day that I was actually going to go and see them.
Beautiful. So did you go with your mum and dad?
I think I did, yeah. Cast member-wise, I'm not online, so I can't check, but I think the black guy, was that Leroy?
Leroy, yes, was he there?
Yeah, it was all the original cast at the show, yeah.
They were all there? And what did they do? Did they... I really want to get the Kids from Fame live at the Royal Albert Hall album now. Did they do, like, just songs, or did they do scenes from the show? What did they do?
I think it was just a performance of the actual sort of songs that were used in the show. I don't remember them sort of acting out scenes from the actual TV show.
Okay. All right. And you don't know who was in the movie and who was in the TV series?
No, I know there was a difference, but I'm not sure who. The only other bit of trivia that I've got is that, you know, the song Star Maker?
Yes, I do, and I'm about to play a live version from the Fame reunion 2017, yes?
I bet that's not as good as the original.
I bet it's not, but I can't wait!
Apparently, when they filmed that, that was something to do with an episode where the teacher was leaving. But
Yeah.
apparently, in real life, the actor was actually dying. I'm not sure if that's 100% right. You'd have to check that.
No, say it as a fact. Say it as a fact, and that's what it becomes.
Well, there you go then.
Here we go. Do you want to have a listen to it? This is Star. I've just found this on YouTube. Star Maker, Catherine. Can we get as many of the kids from Fame on this show? Not at the same time necessarily, but I want the kids from Fame on this show, the ones that are still alive. Star Maker, Kids from Fame Reunion 2017. Here we go.
As I watch the ships go by, I look into my soul.
I don't see. The thing is, I don't know them well enough to know who these people are. But these people look very, very young to be kids from Famers. But that's
From
that's America.
2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not the original cast, I would imagine.
Hang on a minute. Facebook.com/Fame Reunion.
Didn't Justin Lee Collins do a Fame reunion?
Probably.
Years ago, yeah.
Probably. Before he got a little bit, naughty. Fame Reunion. So, here we go. So this who was at the Fame Reunion, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to say the name of the actor, and Catherine and you, Stephen, you have to tell me the character they played, right?
Oh.
It's very small writing. Lee Carreri.
You want the actor's name?
Oh, no, that is the actor. I want the character he played, Lee Carreri.
I wouldn't have a clue.
This guy's not a fan. He never went to no concert, Catherine.
It was a long time ago.
Catherine?
Yeah. I know who that is, Bruno.
Not even listening.
I'm writing to Valerie Landsberg.
Right, okay, yeah, she's right. That's 1-0 to Catherine. Here we go. Carlo Imperato. Carlo Imperato.
I'm going to... Was there a Joey or a Danny?
Yes, he's got it! There was a Danny Amatulio. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Erica Gina Pales.
No, don't know that one.
Coco.
Oh, it wasn't Irene Cara. Was she the one in the...
No, Irene Cara. Irene, you're thinking of Irene Handel.
No, I'm not. Irene Cara.
She was in the movie.
Right, she was Coco in the
sang
movie,
the
right?
theme tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Valerie Landberg.
Doris, I'm just writing to her now.
Look at Doris. And I don't even know who these characters are. Jessie Velasquez, Nicole Chapman, and Holly Laird. I don't even know who those people are. Get Doris on the show. We're going to get Doris on the show, Stephen. And I'm going to get her to sing to you. How's about that?
That'd be good, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be all right, wouldn't it? Hey, nice one, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, fella. Ta-ta. Kids from Fame is happening. I'm trying to find the Kids from Fame live at the Royal Albert Hall. Because didn't they release a VHS of it? I'm sure they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And this is Star Maker live from the Kids from Fame Laserdisc, recorded live at the Royal Albert Hall in 1982. What a year. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Kids from Fame. Kids from Fame. Here we go. Royal Albert Hall, where Catherine, you stood on stage shortly after a Chaz and Dave concert.
Yeah, and pretended to play the Joanna.
Yeah.
Here, as I watch the ships go by,
God, they're so good.
I'm rooted to my shore. I keep asking myself why, and if there's more on the other side.
This is great.
Here, as I see the friends I thought I made,
Not quite so great.
a little bit crazy, knowing now we've outgrown one another. Stop.
Basically, it's like Glee, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Glee. That's what it is.
Not quite as polished, but
No.
and
Well,
a bit more real.
Well, it's the 80s Glee. Oh, I'm gonna devour the Kids from Fame. I'm certainly gonna devour it more than the new series of Arrested Development, which I hate to tell you guys, Sucks a fat one. So unfunny. Speaking of unfunny, good evening, Alan.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Gav.
Hey,
Hi.
it's Alan Caddick.
Have you heard the news today about House of Fraser?
About Frasier, what, they're bringing it back for a new series?
No, they're closing 31 stores.
Yes, out of how many?
59.
He's right. He's right. Yes, they are. Ah, well, these things happen.
Birmingham's one of the stores that's going to be affected.
The High Street is dead. The High Street is dead. Marks and Spencer's are closing down most of their stores. House of Fraser is closing most of their stores.
BHS is gone.
BHS is gone. Woolies has gone. Smith's is going to go. Smith's is making a profit because they're doing really well in airports. But the High Street, Alan, is dead. No, it's not dying. It's dead, mate. It's over. No one buys anything in the High Street anymore apart from losers and old people.
Most of the retail is online nowadays.
I couldn't understand a word of that.
Yes.
I said most of the retail is online.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody shops online. Alan, can I ask a favour?
Sure.
Catherine, you don't need to listen to this bit. You just carry on
Let's have a
tip-tap-tapping.
voice chat.
I'm writing to Lee Carreri.
Okay, you do that. Was that all right if you do that and you just don't listen to what me and Alan say? We're going to have a boys'
yeah.
chat. We're going to have a
You're
boys'
talk
chat.
about something interesting. Or...
Yeah, boys' chat. Alan,
Yeah, boss.
have you checked your balls recently?
I check them every day.
Great. Okay. Right. I didn't really want to talk about your balls. I just wanted Catherine to be distracted. Right. You know I'm and you mustn't take. I can trust you not to tell her I've asked you to do this, can't I?
Oh, I'm sorry to say a word.
Right. So you know I'm going away on the 20th of June. That's a Wednesday, and I'm not coming back until the Tuesday of the next week.
Okay.
So I'm going to be off for 4 shows. Okay. And Catherine is going to be hosting the show for those 4 shows, right?
Do we know who the producer is?
We don't know yet. But here's the thing, Alan. I don't know if she's up to it, right? And I need a strong man to keep an eye on her.
I'm our presence.
You are the man of the show now, little boy. Okay? Daddy has to go away, and you have to step up to the plate, and you have to look after Mummy. Can I trust you to phone in every night Catherine is on, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a night, and really just look after her, give her good topics, give her good talking points, nudge the conversation along, stop her talking about butt plugs and love eggs. Can I trust you to do that, please?
Yeah, I'll keep the spirits of the show alive.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. You're a good boy. So, yeah, check your balls every day, Alan, just to make sure everything's right. Catherine?
Sam, did you get my email about no Caddick when Ian's away?
What the heck?
Thanks.
What?
Outrageous. Alan, you come on this show by fair means or foul. If you have to phone up pretending to be a woman called Alana, if you have to knock out security using...
Get Robert to phone in.
Get Robert to phone in, yes. Or if you have to use illegal weapons that don't kill but stun, like a stun gun, a taser, or like knockout drops to get past...
I don't think me that much.
No, I'm not telling you to drug her, but drug the security.
No, I don't think Kath likes me to get that much for me to call in.
Alan, I'm telling you, Daddy wants you to call in. Will you call in for me, little boy?
Yes, definitely, boss.
Thank you very much indeed. Alan, let's go to Mohammed. Good evening, Mohammed.
Did I miss anything then?
Not at all. We were just talking about testicles.
Oh, good.
Hello, Mohammed.
Hello there, sir. How are you?
A little bit windy, Pops.
Oh, God.
Oh, have you taken some cabbage scum for that then?
No, I have not. I'm going to work it out with a pencil.
First time caller, Ian. I just wanted to pick your brains on something.
Okay, then my brains are ready to be picked, sir.
With respect to what's going on in the planet, you know, how it's been environmentally being messed up, the oceans being polluted and the rainforest being chopped down.
Yes.
Wouldn't it have been better for the planet as a whole if the evolutionary cycle, the jump from four-legged animalia to upright bipedal humans, if that stage had never happened, wouldn't that have been better for the planet?
No, here's the thing, right? Mankind will be gone at some point. It might not be for, a few, tens of thousands of years, maybe even, let's stretch it a bit, hundreds of thousands of years, but we'll be gone, right? And in the great scheme of things, mankind's reign on Earth will be but a blink of the eye in the timeline of this rock that's spinning around in space. The dinosaurs screwed up the planet in a slightly... Everything living screws up the planet. We'll be gone. Mother Nature will fix herself and heal herself and we'll be gone.
But when you say everything living messes up the planet...
Yes.
Animals don't mess up the planet.
You should see what my dog does to the back garden.
Well, yeah, mess up in the sense that it does its business.
Well, Mohammed, if you're so anti-human, why don't you kill yourself?
No, I'm not anti-human. I was just wanting you to pick your brains on whether it would have been better for me.
No, because then we wouldn't have been able to have this phone call.
Understandable, yes. But the reason why we're having this phone call is because of what's going on in the world.
He is good. You have totally hoisted me by my own petard. Well done. Yeah, listen, I agree. Humans are terrible, and the sooner that we are eradicated from this planet, the better. But the planet will be fine again once we've gone.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, brother, totally.
Okay there, Mr. Iain, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, bye-bye.
Okay, look after.
Look after. What a nice guy. I liked him. He's right, though. Humans are horrible, really. Humans are horrible.
But isn't it the animals pumping off that's causing a lot of problems, like the methane?
Well, okay, it's the cows pumping off, but the only reason we have so many cows is because we farm them.
Who's going to look after the cows if we die?
Well, the cows will look after themselves. Everything will die. We're all going to die. Everybody's going to die. And that's going to be a great day. And I'm hoping I'm alive to see it. I could see that coming, and I thought, I've got a line there. I was looking forward to that.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, no, I was pleased with that.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, me too. Oh, a spat then. Speaking of spit, it's Manny.
Hello.
Hello, Manny.
Hello.
Hello, Manny. Good. Oh, is it? Have we got happy Manny or sad Manny? Hanny or Sanny?
Happy.
Oh, you can just never tell with such a dry voice.
No, why are people so bittered, twisted and jealous of you?
Well, you have to ask Catherine that. I mean, I've really tried to share the wealth, but she's not interested.
What about that chap yesterday?
Oh, Stephen?
Why does he, come on, why didn't you sit in his little corner and toss himself off?
Oh, steady on.
I mean, you've helped me quite a bit, when I'm down. Why does he come up and start saying stupid things?
Well, listen...
And he should know better than to challenge you anyway.
Well, I enjoyed... And if Stephen's listening, I'd love to speak to him again, because I enjoyed his call. I thought it was a good bit of sport for me, and he made some really interesting points. I mean, God knows how he found out that I'm a Celebrity was fixed. I thought we kept that top secret.
Oh, good. I don't know, some people, why can't you just be content with life and be happy for others? You know what I mean?
Because
there's enough cruelty and this and that going on anyway, isn't there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it turns out Leroy wasn't living in a crack house in Fame. Dan has reminded me, the episode was the teacher found out Leroy couldn't read, and she went to his house and found out his life was crap. It was well sad. Yeah, that was the episode I was thinking of, yes.
There was no crack, though. We can confirm that.
No, there was no crack, no.
How are you, Cap?
I'm all right. I'm tired today. I'm having one of those days where I'm a bit behind everything. Do you know what I did today? I left my little girl standing waiting for me to pick her up from school because I was in a dolly daydream. I was ready to go out of the house at 3 o'clock. I thought, I'll just do a couple of extra jobs. And before I knew, I thought, right, it must be about 1:15 now. I looked at the clock. It was nearly 1:30.
Sweet home Alabama.
I legged it in about 3 minutes, a journey that normally takes me 10.
I held on for that long last night. My phone battery died. And then I couldn't find my bloody charger.
Of course you couldn't, Manny. Of course you couldn't.
Life
is so unfair to you.
I wish I could see.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off now, Manny.
You take.
There we go. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, only on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I think I've made a terrible mistake. I'm going to New York to see the Monkees twice, and when I'm there, I'm only there get there late Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday and Saturday I see the Monkees. Sunday I'm meeting Keith and the girl, and come back Monday night, Tuesday lunchtime. And I'll see Keith and the girl. I'm probably going to see Imani and buy records. There's not really a lot of time. So that's exciting, and I can't really afford it because I'm buying a house. And then I had a really crazy idea, and I've booked tickets to go to New York in August as well. to go back 2 months later, but this time taking my children with me on my own. Me taking a 6 and an 8-year-old to New York City at a time. I've been reminded when it's really, really, really hot, like really hot. They're going to be whiny, and I don't really know. Obviously, we'll go and see a movie, and maybe we'll go and see like a children's show or something, and we'll have the best milkshakes, and we'll go to the Stardust Diner?
Yeah.
Where the waiters and waitresses get on the tables and sing while you're eating.
Sing
Don't stop.
at you.
Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop. I told the boys, and I said, boys, it's going to be embarrassing and uncomfortable, but it's also very, very funny, and the food is great. So we'll do that, and we'll do a little bit of shopping, and, I'll spoil them a bit, and we'll go to we can't go to the Schwartz, it's not anymore, but we'll go to the Disney. We'll do all that kind of stuff. But I'm also thinking, well, first of all, I've never been abroad with them on my own, so that's terrifying. As long as 50% of them come back, I will consider that a success. But also, I don't really know. I've never been to New York with kids in mind. I've been to New York as a young man and a middle-aged man. But not with kids in mind. But there'll be loads of stuff to do, won't there?
Why don't you contact that fella that we had at the tourist board?
Because they were a bit useless.
They were, but...
And also they didn't really give us the pass until, sort of halfway through the trip.
I know.
I do the touristy stuff. The Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty. They cheered at the Statue of Liberty. I said, how do you know the Statue of Liberty? Oh, it's in Marvel Lego. Okay, fine. So we do all that. We get a boat ride. Imani Coppola's keen to meet them. That could be an absolute disaster.
They're going to learn some new words.
Boy, oh boy, are they going to learn some new words. But they love her because they love the Darth Vader song, and they love the Hey 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 song. They love that. So I said, if we go over there, we might be able to meet my friend Imani. Does she live in New York? Yeah, a pop star. Yeah, sure, why not? So that's exciting. But I don't really know what there is to do in New York City for kids, really. It's going to be expensive. I can't afford any of this. I've gone nuts.
You could take them on the boats in Central Park.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do a little bit of Central Parking. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll take them to where John Lennon was gunned down by a lunatic. We'll recreate that. I'll get them to recreate it. I'll buy some round. Right, the eldest can be John, and the youngest can be Mark, and then they can swap over. I'll be Yoko. Oh, this is brilliant. I'll get glasses and different face paints. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll do that. I don't know. If anyone's got any tips, it's going to be awesome. Those guys are nuts. So I don't really know what we're going to do. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you can do. It's a phone-in show about absolutely nothing. Although it has been on my mind recently that maybe we should start adding some content to the show, and I'll tell you for why. We were doing something the other day with our tongues firmly in our cheeks, and we threw out like a silly topic. And we got some phone calls about it. I can't think what the topic was, but a woman phoned up and said, "Oh yeah," and she actually did quite a good phone call about it. So it has been making me think that maybe we should start throwing out some phone-in topics. But here's the thing, dear listener. You see where I'm going with this in a second. Today is the 501st show. Oh, my youngest today said the 2nd. So what about the one that comes 2nd? I went, sorry? 2nd. Oh, yes, mate. Well done, boy. So it's the 501st show here at this station. Then at 4 years before that, I was at another station. And then for 4 years before that, I was at another station. And for 3.5 years, I was at another station. And for a couple of years, I was at another station, okay? So I must have done... I must have done, I don't know, let me see, 10,000 shows, something like that. And I've run out of topics. I have run out of topics. So here's the thing, dear listener. This is your chance now to really have a say in how this show is governed. Have you got any phone-in topics that we can use tonight? That doesn't sound like a cop-out too much. It sounds a little bit like a cop-out. Okay. So so my phone-in topic is, can you phone in with a phone-in topic? And then we will, even if it's a crap one, this is what we'll do to make it fair. Even if it's a crap one, I will do my best. I will sell it. I will sell it like a professional. Okay, so even if you phone up with something absolutely rubbish, and I nearly gave you an example then, but I'm not going to give you an example. Even if you call in with something absolutely rubbish, I will sell it and I will do my best to get you callers on that topic. So 0344 499 1000. Doesn't cost you anything to call, may cost you pennies at most. You'll speak to Sam, he'll take your name and number, and we'll give you a call back. I'm spent. I am empty. I am, I've shot my load. I have, spaffed on the horse, and the doors, we didn't even get round to bolting that door. I think that's the phrase. So, I really need you, dear listener. I've got stuff. I've got the newspapers. Got some great stories. A lot of stories about the Rolling Stones, about sign language, and about, artichokes. I've got loads, right? But I think it would be better for everyone concerned if you were able to phone in with some topics for us, please. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I'm going to play some thinking music, so you've got a little bit of time to have a think, and then we're going to dive straight into the calls and see what we've got. Here we go.
When was the last time either Kath or yourself were flabbergasted?
Oh, well, open it up to all of the callers.
When was anybody flabbergasted?
That's a great question. When were you last flabbergasted?
Oh, I was flabbergasted about 5 minutes ago.
Go on, tell me what happened.
Well, I stubbed my foot on the door when I was reaching for a pan, and I was flabbergasted because the pain in my foot wouldn't allow me to reach the pan. I was flabbergasted.
I can tell. I was flabbergasted 3 minutes ago. Shall I tell you why?
Go on.
A tweet came in. I couldn't see it on my timeline because the person's blocked me, but I can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
I am so. This is from.
This is a flabbergasting tweet.
This is from someone who's got a lot of gas to be flabbered. It's John Gorn.
What is a ghast and how? Anyway, that's.
I'm so
pleased that Iain Lee career is going so well. He must be earning good money. Makes it worthwhile me pursuing him. I am sure he will apologise very soon.
He's actually written that.
Our talk radio aware of how he started his show tonight.
Yes, yeah, it's flabbergasting.
I said, yeah, bad news. John Gaunt is still alive. That's how I started it, John. Go off to your £3,000 house. Stop threatening me. Stop slagging me off on your podcast. Stop phoning up my agent and crying like a little baby, the little bitch that you are. And get lost, boy. You're obsessed with me. I don't wear bras, John. I don't wear them. You're obsessed with me, and I know why you're doing it, because you want me to slag off that silly little side project you've got going, and I ain't gonna mention it, boy. Last mention of you on my radio show.
TV.
That last mention of you on my radio show, you absolute charlatan, chancer, blackmailer, bully, and absolute... Shut up for a minute, Gavin. An absolute fraud...
I've been shut up for a page.
Right, you can shut up now. Absolute fraud of a human being. You blackmailed me, John. You blackmailed me. When I was at my lowest, you blackmailed me.
No, I didn't blackmail.
Blackmailing is threatening to tell people something that others don't want known unless that first person does something they're told to do. You blackmailed me, John, when I was broken. Not because of you, but because of my mental health. Your daughter's got depression and you dare to call me a lead swinger? How dare you, John? How dare you? You blackmailed me when I was at my worst. When I was at my lowest. Shame on you. You ain't got no power over me, and the bosses here think you're a joke, mate. Everyone thinks you're a joke, mate. Take care, John. Never mentioning you again, because you are an absolute arse of a human being. Bye. Let's go to Natasha. Good evening, Natasha.
Hello.
Hello, Natasha. What have you got for us tonight?
Okay, so you put it out there that you wanted something to call with a crap topic.
Well,
I don't think it's crap. But
okay, good. Here we go.
It's something that always interests me. Has anyone ever seen a ghost?
Here we go. Now, last time that was asked, that was my youngest boy asked that question, and he got very, very upset.
Oh, okay.
So, but we can ask it. We can ask it.
Will he be listening, though?
Sorry?
Will he be listening?
He won't be listening now, don't you worry.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No.
Oh.
I don't. No, I haven't.
No.
There's part of me which would like to.
Yeah.
But there's part of me which is just I wouldn't like to. It's like a curiosity. But if that actually happened, I don't know how I'd handle it.
Yeah, I part of me kind of thinks that ghosts don't exist. I would like to think they do. I would like to think that they do, but I don't think they exist.
Yeah, I think what they say, people who see or who are in touch with the paranormal, there is they believe in it.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a bit of a skeptic, I think it's more difficult to access that process. So
hang on. You're saying if you believe in it, you're more likely to see it?
I think so. I think if you're open to it,
yeah.
Or maybe there is a belief that if you really want to see something, you'll see it.
Isn't it a matter of if that's the way your mind works, that you believe it's possible, then you will assign things that happen to it rather than try to find another explanation?
Yeah, I think so.
I will be having, when I move into my new house, I'm going to be having a séance with Catherine.
I heard about that. When is it going to happen? Because I'd like to listen in.
We're going to do it. We can't do it on the radio for legal reasons. Can you believe that? We can't have a real séance on the radio. But I will be streaming it live. It will probably be August at some point. I'll be streaming it live on YouTube.
Are you okay? You know, the other night when you had those phone numbers, and one was Japan, and then you couldn't get through.
Oh yeah, the ghost numbers.
Is there a part of you which thinks what if? Like, have you ever done a Ouija board?
When I was about 15, but nothing really happened.
Okay, all right, nothing happened. Okay, so is there a part of you which thinks, what if, it's true?
Yeah, of course.
What if something really bad happens?
Of course there is.
So do you think that might make it happen because you believe it happened?
No, I don't think anything will happen. Because I think when you die, that's it. You die and you're gone. You're on the other side. That's it. You switch off. Your energy runs out. But who knows, Natasha? We'll put it out there. Have you ever seen a ghost, dear listener? 0344 499 1000. Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tata. What a delightful young person she was. Jerry, stay there. We'll come to you after the news. This is the late night alternative on Talk Radio. We really are scraping the bottom of the barrel. I've got nothing for you. Absolutely nothing for you. So I'm hoping that you can call in with your own topic. So far, 2 excellent ones. When was the last time you were flabbergasted? And have you ever seen a ghost? You can answer those 2, or you can phone in with your own suggestions. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, this is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
The ships go by, I'm rooted to my shore. I keep asking myself why. And if there's more on the other side. Here, as I see the friends I thought I made, a little bit crazy. No, now we've outgrown one another.
I should have checked. It was doing that horrible. I should have checked. That was a lousy version. That was one of those digitised clippity-clippy versions. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I've got to earn my 40 quid, guys, so let's crack on. I haven't got any topics. I'm a spent force. I have none left, so I'm turning to you, dear listener, to help me. Can you help me? Can you please come up with some stuff? So far, we've got, when was the last time you were flabbergasted? And have you ever seen a ghost? Great stuff. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
Good evening, Kath. How are you? All right?
Very, very well, Jerry. What have you got for us tonight?
Good stuff. It's the first time I've ever phoned a radio show.
Hey, nice one, man. Thank you very much indeed.
And I've listened to your show. I work Monday to Thursday, so this is not a school night.
Perfect.
So I've got a chance to have a long lie and listen to you properly.
Beautiful.
No, you're really good. I don't know how you put up with a lot of the guys at a radio rental, but you're doing a grand job.
Thank you. Jerry then goes on to say something that proves he's a lunatic as well, I'm sure.
For sure, thank you. And I expected an insult.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. What you got for us, Jerry?
Well, first of all, two things. I've got a thing in common with you. We're both Scots, so I'm at home, and my granny's a Boyle.
Oh, there we go. Is you saying Catherine is related to your grandmother?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying all the Boyles are the same, so look out,
Okay.
But regardless, I'm just phoning up to... Do you remember you had a show about the Twilight Zone where something happened and you met somebody or somebody phoned you and you phoned them? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I don't remember what we did yesterday, Jerry. My capacity to store this nonsense is getting worse and worse as I get older and older.
I digress a wee bit. The first thing was the topic was be back in the day. As a 60-year-old, you keep on saying to your fellow younger workmates back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know if that could be a topic.
What? Say that again. What was what are you suggesting as a topic?
Back in the day.
Just back in the day. I like it. 0344 499 1000. Back in the day. Give us a call with your back in the day. Hey,
I'm sure a lot of your older ones will come in with things, but
back in the day. Do you know I'm writing that down because there's something in that. Back in the day, it's on there, Jerry. It's on the list.
Because when you're telling a story, you'll say, back in the day, we never had mobile phones.
I had a great conversation with my youngest today, which I almost recorded, and he was going about, he said, right, and it took me a while to kind of get what he was saying. He said, Daddy, are there just the olden days and now? And I said, so he said, are they old? And I said, right, I think I know what you're on. This went on for a bit. I said, right, there were the olden days, there's now, and there's the future. And I said to him, you're 6 now, but in the future, in 40 years' time, and your little boy is asking you about the olden days, today will be the olden days. And he said, what? There won't be any electricity now. I said, no. But all the olden days means is a long time ago. So this now is now, but tomorrow it will be the olden days, kind of.
Sure, it's amazing how time flies.
It screwed our heads up no end, but we were laughing a lot.
Aye. But the other story I was going to say to you was, I could go on like Billy Connolly all night, and I don't want you to screw up your schedule and keep people off the phone.
For goodness sakes, our schedule is a mess anyway.
Oh, well, fair dues. It might be a lot of rubbish, but you just just intercede. But no, I was going to tell you a story. When I'm 60, but when I was 20, there was an advert in the paper, the Great White North Sense of Adventure.
Yes.
The Hudson Bay Company.
Yeah.
They were looking for recruitment.
Right.
And, of course, the bold Jerry said, oh, I fancy a wee bit of that, you know.
Yeah.
But, again, that's another story. But I went up to an Indian reserve and I met a girl from Newfoundland. She was a nurse in the reserve. And eventually I went to Newfoundland to settle down, and then my father had a stroke.
Yeah.
And I went home.
Yeah.
And she decided to go back up north, and I was in a bit of a dilemma. I had to look after my mother. I went and worked in Greece for 8 years.
You've lived a life, man. You've lived a life, brother.
At another time, well, I'm 60 and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, you know. But so I went to Greece, and you know, I heard it was, you know, the beach. It was the first time I never had a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear about these beach bums in the 18 to 30 carry on, and you think, well, I've not got a job. I'll try a wee bit of that.
Yeah.
But it never happened. I went everywhere, couldn't get jobs, and so I decided I was going to go to Spain. And I met a Canadian girl. I hope this isn't long-winded to you. Ian,
It's
you know,
quite long-winded, but basically you've slept your way around the planet.
Well, I'm a good Catholic boy, yeah.
So there could be lots of little Jerrys all over the place.
Well, I was asked that once, do you have any children? And they said, well, no, I know of, you know.
There
but
we go.
Regardless.
You never know.
That's me out on radio, you know.
Yeah. Well, if the paternity suits come in, we'll forward their details on to you.
Well, you know, it was funny. I was working with a guy the other day, and which name, blah, 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 and I sort of narrowed it down that his mother was one of my old girlfriends.
Oh.
And I said, you know, I could have been your father. But, you know, it was a wee joke.
Well, it's just about this big. Hey, Jerry, listen, man, I'm glad you called in. I appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Simon. There we go.
Oh, yo.
Yes.
I got some topics.
I'm going to be quiet because there is a horrible echo on the line when I speak.
No, not on this end there isn't.
Well, there is on this end, and this is the end that counts because we're the broadcasting end. So I'm going to be quiet. You speak.
Okay, so here's the topics, right? Let's have the first hour of Brexit, the second hour of Trump, and the third hour...
You've got the radio on!
I haven't!
What a fibber!
What was going on there? That was awful.
Us was going on.
Us was going on. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Now, there's a sad story. Oh, by the way, Dave the barman from Minders died. There's a sad story in the paper. Well, it starts off sad, and then you go, oh, right, okay. Me or the dogs. So you read this. So this couple, this married couple, and the bloke has said, look, it's me or the dogs, babe. And she's gone, I'll have the dogs. And you kind of feel that's a bit tight. But then you read the story and you go, right, yeah. When Liz Haslam's husband made her choose between him and her bull terriers, she picked the dogs. He packed his bags. You think, that's a bit tight, mate. Come on, you put up with a couple of dogs. You put up with 1, 2, 3 dogs. Come on, man. Do you love her or not?
But are they dogs that she's like dyeing pink and dressing up and stuff? Because I couldn't live with that.
He packed his bags after she refused to give up her pack of 30 rescue dogs.
Okay.
30 rescue dogs. Liz, 49, was not ready... 30 rescue dogs. Liz, 49, was not ready to compromise when her husband of 25 years complained that her love for the animals was out of hand. Now she says she is happier than ever after husband Mike, 53, walked out. The mother of one said, my husband said it is me or the dogs. I haven't seen or heard from him since. I thought after 25 years he should know giving up the dogs was not what my intentions were.
30 dogs is too many.
30 dogs is too many. 30 dogs is too many.
How'd you walk them?
Like this.
Like someone from a Body Farm advert.
He just got to the point where he felt he'd had enough and he was preparing to slow down, but I wasn't prepared to give it all up. So he decided to go, and obviously that was his choice. Liz began a boarding kennel business 7 years ago when the couple, who have a 22-year-old son, Ollie, moved into a house at Barnham, Suffolk, which had half an acre of land. But when she started up Beds for Bullies, rescuing bull terrier dogs, she found herself fostering dozens of them. And it proved too much for Mike, who found himself pushed down the pecking order. Liz, who met Mike when they were both 16, added, "We just drifted more." Here's the thing, I don't really understand why this is in all of the papers. Every paper today has got this story, and I don't quite understand why. "We drifted more and more apart. He was heavily into his work, and it left me with nothing to do. I didn't want to be a work widow, so I buried myself in my dogs." There's an image for you, ladies and gentlemen. "He knew from the moment that we got together what I was all about. I don't know what he expected. He told me he was going and had sorted out some other accommodation, so he packed his bags and went. Before we split up, he kept saying to me, 'I do not want to be doing this. I want to get a passport and go away.' I said that isn't going to happen, so we might as well go our separate ways." God, listen. Of the 30 rescued bull terriers Liz looks after, 15 have demanding needs. 5 are deaf, 2 have one eye, 3 are ex-fighting dogs, 4 of them suffer from defects, and 1 has brain damage. Flippin' heck!
30 dogs, though.
30 dogs. Here's the thing: if you've got 3 animals is the maximum. 3 animals is the maximum. That's pushing it, and ideally they shouldn't all be the same. You've got more than 3 cats, you are a weirdo. You are a lonely weirdo.
And newsflash, your house will stink.
Oh, God. And you
won't be able to smell it,
Yes.
but everyone else will.
Yes. Here's a good topic. And do you know what? I can answer this yes.
Go
right?
on.
This is a great one. From Stephen. "Hi, Ian. Topic for tonight. Have you ever spotted yourself in the street, but then realised you couldn't have because you are you?" I've done that.
Have you?
I've done that. I've seen myself. I thought, oh, there's me. What? No, hang on, that's me. And it's just someone who looks...
Oh.
I've done that.
I've said excuse me to my reflection, but I've never... You know, usually in a pub, when you're coming out the loo and you're by a big window or a mirror.
Man alive.
But yeah, no, I've never seen myself walking about wearing different clothes and not recognised.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You've done that?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it a few times, yeah. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, Megan.
Hello.
Megan without an H because it saves time.
Yes.
Yes.
And confusion.
And confusion. Time and confusion is what is all best avoided. What have you got for us tonight, Megan, you little pothead?
Do you know, Ian?
Yeah.
We have 6 dogs and 5 cats.
Oh, Megan. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. You're going to have to get rid of 4 of the dogs and 2 of the cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never.
Yes. That is outrageous.
No.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing you don't know, and I hate to be the one to tell you this. You don't know it, and you'll think it doesn't. But where you live stinks. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Trust me, it stinks.
We ask every electrician, every plumber,
and they're very
every
polite.
guy who comes to check the meter.
Yes.
No, we just keep a clean home.
No one is going to come. Excuse me, mate. Sorry, while you're just checking, doing the plumbing there, can I ask, does my house stink? Nah, it smells lovely, love. No one's going to be honest with you about that.
It doesn't stink, though.
Maybe they can't smell it over the pot.
The pot stays upstairs where the animals aren't.
There we go. No, it does. Your house stinks. It really does. Honestly, it does. There's no denying it. No, it does. It does.
So long as you mop and you vacuum and you do the polishing, fine.
The polishing. No. When was it? When was the last time anyone actually polished and got like a can of Mr. Sheen out and a yellow duster and no one polishes.
I pay someone to do it every Friday.
Well, yeah. I dust, but I don't polish.
You can't polish a dog though, and that's the main thing. And
Yeah.
they've got an inherent smell, and they should smell. That's what dogs do.
Yeah.
But they stay in the kitchen and the door's always open.
Yeah.
So it's always aired out.
Okay, well, all right, Megan. This is your house smells lovely. Doesn't smell of animals at all. Doesn't smell of animals at all.
I'm not saying it doesn't smell of animals at all.
Hey! And animals do not have a nice scent.
Well, we used to keep ferrets.
Oh, they really do stink.
The smell of animals is not pleasant, right? So was it 6 dogs and 5 cats?
Yes.
Right.
We used to keep chickens too.
Not indoors, I hope.
The last one was indoors, yes, and
An
she was
indoor
best friends with
chicken?
one of the cats.
An indoor chicken?
Yes, Ian, an indoor chicken, and she used to come and answer the door with us.
Is this Alex Lowe doing another character? Because I can't believe a word of this.
And there was one night where we had pizza delivered, and we opened the door, and the chicken wasn't there, and the delivery guy got worried about her.
Oh gosh. Wow.
They're not rescues.
Okay. I don't know what to say. Your house sounds disgusting, and I mean that in a really polite way.
I wouldn't say disgusting. It's full of love.
Full of love. Oh, God. Not that as well. Jesus.
Say it like it's a bad thing.
Oh, God, it sounds horrible. Are you vegetarian?
I was once.
Then you had a chicken.
I don't eat chicken. That's the one thing I don't eat: chicken and turkey.
I was a vegetarian for 26 years, and then I discovered that meat is really, really nice. And went straight back to that.
I do love a good steak.
Oh, steak was the first proper thing I had when I came back onto the meat. But I love.
I hope you don't eat it like well done though.
No, I'm medium rare.
Good.
But the best thing for me is a big. This is what I'm going to have in New York: a big stack of ribs.
Oof.
Big stack, a rack of ribs, mate. Oh, that'll do it for me. That'll do it for me.
I've not been to New York since I was 18.
Okay, well, you're not coming with me, mate, because you stink of animals. And I don't know you. That'll be that's weird on 2 counts. It's weird on 2 counts. Megan, thank you for your call.
Bye.
Bye-bye, weirdo. Evening, John.
Hi.
Hello, John.
I came up with this new slogan tonight for the dog story.
Yes.
A husband is not just for Christmas, it's for life. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. I think this woman thought she was on a roll. 15, 20, 25. She never thought this was going to leave.
Yes.
So, I mean, all credit to her, trying to pile it up, you know?
Yes. Well, all credit to her. She's trying to make an impact in her
More fool
environment.
him. He should have put his foot down at 4.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this slogan?
Just say it again, John.
A husband is not just for Christmas, it's for life.
I don't get it because I didn't get a husband for Christmas. Should I have?
No, but I mean the advertisement for dogs. For a dog is not just for Christmas, for life. I'm sorry, I had to explain it.
Well, of course, you know the
all right,
answer
it's
to
all
the
right.
answer to that is a dog is not just for Christmas. If you space it out, you can have enough to keep eating for New Year's Eve as well.
Yeah.
But the point is that
Would you eat a dog?
Never.
I would eat a dog.
Only if
I would
only
eat a
if
dog.
I've got nothing to eat.
I would eat
You
a dog
wouldn't
if I had to.
You wouldn't eat a dog.
I would eat a dog. I've eaten kangaroo.
If you get paid £1 million, a different story, you know.
Well, who got paid? I didn't get paid £1 million. Me and Will Guyatt went to some dodgy burger place in Bath, which since got closed down for having terrible hygiene rating, and we had a kangaroo burger. It was delicious.
I've eaten horse. I think if people eat it right, if it's good enough for all the Chinese and the Koreans, it must be tasty.
100%. They eat snakes in China. I have a friend who goes to China. They
So
eat
does
snakes,
Catherine.
No problem.
I've never had snake officially.
Worms.
Anyway. That's all I have.
John, thank you very much indeed, and we ended that call without an insult from you. That's unusual. Let's go to Stephen. Good evening, Stephen.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Stephen.
I just wanted to run this past you. I don't know if you're in a beachcombing at all, sir.
Beachcombing?
Yeah, beachcombing.
Well, I haven't done it officially. If I'm on a beach, I'll keep my eyes peeled, but I don't go with a metal detector or out.
Right. Okay. Well, there was one day I was out beachcombing, and what happened was a message in a bottle was washed up onto the shore.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
And I thought, well, I seen it, picked it up, and I thought, yeah, I'll have a look at it. And I did. I took the cork out. There was a cork in it, not a screw top.
Yeah.
And the message said, wait for it, God has chosen you.
Mate! That's intense!
Yeah, it is. But I don't believe in God, so...
No, God doesn't exist, so that makes it double intense.
How would he get his hands on a bottle?
That's what I thought. But anyway, on that very same day, an American football was washed up in the same small bay.
What? So, I don't know what... And what conclusion did you draw from these two experiences?
I think the conclusion I must have drawn from that was that God is American and Donald Trump is Jesus.
Gosh, that leaves us all screwed, doesn't it, I think?
Does it?
I don't know. Well,
okay.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, mate. Cheers, I appreciate that. What a delightful fruitcake. Good evening, Gatford.
That bloke was bonkers.
Hey, come on. Don't you be rude about my callers.
Well, you're rude about them all the time, so
Yes.
why shouldn't I get in on the act? I was just wondering, with Kath looking forward, presenting, has she got any idea of future topics that we could research?
Yeah, let's talk about what a knob Gatford is.
Not nice. Was hoping
And yet-
for some intellectual discourse here, please.
Intellectual discourse. That's the thing that thick people say to sound clever.
Not talking to you, I'm talking to the lady.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's okay. Any idea of some topics that you're going to be talking about that
No.
we can sort of... No? What?
No.
Nothing about the World Cup?
No. What's that?
It's a football tournament that's coming up?
What's this football? Oh, I know. It's what the thickos next door talk about. You need their phone number.
Ah, right. Could you put me through? No?
No, a bit busy, mate.
A bit busy. But no, seriously, come on. You need to be generating some interest.
Don't tell me my job, Gatford.
Well, no, just asking.
Well, we've got a while yet. We can have a few sleeps in between.
You don't think when you sleep, do you?
I think I have my best thinks when I'm asleep. All my dreams at the moment. Sorry, am I allowed to join in this conversation?
I wish you would. I'm bored of it.
Well, it's Gatford. This is the thing.
One day you'll be grateful of my calls. I don't know when that'll be.
Won't be today, mate. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Tomorrow night, should we do a new callers only show?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
It's always a bit of a punt because you never know if you're going to get any. We might have squeezed dry all of our new callers. But tomorrow night, if you're a shy caller, a nervous caller, if you've only called, let's say you've only called twice before or less, then the show is for you. So, might be a little bit quieter on... Remind me, because I'll forget. Might be a little bit quieter on the phones tomorrow. But we'll make sure that we've got plenty of stuff to talk about. So tomorrow night... I mean, you can call in tonight. Of course you can. But tomorrow night is specifically... Because some people have said in the past that it feels a little bit like a boys' club. Or, boys and girls' club now. But it feels like a little bit... I haven't got my set piece that such and such caller has. Or, I haven't got my song like Nigel has. You won't need it tomorrow night. You don't need it anyway, but we'll just make it a little bit easier. We'll clear the decks, new and newish callers tomorrow.
Here's a secret.
Yes.
I don't really like the set pieces. I like it when people come on and just have a conversation like a normal person would, rather than sort of preparing an act.
I kind of prefer that, but I like both. Both has its appeal for me. So we'll do that tomorrow. You're very welcome if you've never called in before to call in tonight. We've had quite a few new callers tonight, actually, and that's kind of what's prompted me to see if we can do a 3 hours.
Do you know what I've noticed?
Yes.
We've had a lot of Scottish callers today.
We have, haven't we?
And I kind of like it.
Well, I wish they'd buy tickets for our shows in Edinburgh and Scotland, Edinburgh and Glasgow, because not many people are. But Saturday the 1st, if you want to see what shows we're doing Edinburgh and Glasgow in September, me and Catherine. Brighton, we've got Bath, we've got Manchester. Got a feeling there's one more, but I can't think what it is.
We're still trying to sort out Belfast, aren't we?
Still trying to sort out Belfast. So those ones, if you go to iainlee.com/events, iainlee.com/events, you'll see all of the dates we've got and the ticket links and things like that. Good evening, Barry.
Hello. Who's that?
This is Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello, Barry.
But
yes, hello.
Firstly, may I thank you very much for offering the opportunity for me to speak tonight.
Okay. Would you like to speak in your real voice? I don't know what you mean. This is my real voice. You can speak in your old man voice if you want. Okay, go on. We'll do that. We'll do that. You need to say words, though.
Very well. I wish to recount to you a perspective, if you will, which was offered to me.
Yes.
It is a perspective regarding the passing of time.
Yes.
And the rapidity to which I believe one of your callers referred to earlier in your program.
Okay.
And I find it a useful frame of reference.
Okay, instead of telling us what you're going to talk about, why don't you just talk about it?
I'm leading up to the event.
Well, let's forget the pathway. We've teleported to the event. Let's enter the event.
Very well. It is this, that the rapidity of time is proportionate to the time which one has spent on the Earth.
Yeah, that's the theory of relativity you're describing.
You're familiar with it. I was amazed by it. I was amazed.
Yes, the theory of relativity.
Well, I don't believe that everybody understands the theory of relativity perhaps as well as you do.
Well, not everyone's as bright as me. That's obvious.
Well, indeed, of course. But to hear it referred to in these terms, that is, let's say a child of 5 or 6 years old.
Yes, go on.
And the time that child has spent on Earth proportionately to one such as myself, who is, as you have already recognised, in excess of 85 years old.
I like this guy now. That line swung it for me. That was a good line. Well done, Barry. Yes, go on. I did recognise you're in excess of 85 years old, yes.
That's the one I was clinching for.
Well done. Well done.
So I hope, regardless of this interruption, that the concept has been realised by your readers at large.
Well, they're listeners. They're all my listeners, Barry, are idiots.
The child.
Hang on a second. Stay there. Mo.
Who's Mo?
Mo.
What are you doing?
Mo, have you understood? Do you now understand the theory of relativity as explained by Barry?
I wasn't really. I nipped in at the end, really. So
you didn't go for a cup of tea, did you, Mo?
No, I didn't.
Speaking.
Okay. No, we'll come back to you in a minute, Mo. You see what I mean, Barry? They're idiots.
No, not at all. No. I far be it from me. And Mo sounded like a very decent chap.
Let's try Julian.
Somebody with whom I am proud.
Julian, do you understand? Shut up, Barry. Julian, do you now understand the theory of relativity?
I now understand it less than I did before.
Right. Okay. Well, you see,
now, Britain. No, stop there. Wait. Do carry on.
What were you going to do then?
I was about to say, Britain, be proud. You are a wonderful nation representing freedom and all vestiges their past and thereunto. Listen to the voice of your forefathers and their forebearers, and those that thereunto shall have unmasked them, and those propensities thereupon, which shall thus have unfolded this way, that way, and all upon, now and forever, this way, that way,
over the Irish Sea,
home and away, with you each day.
Okay. Thanks for calling, Barry. We'll speak again, I hope.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, now, you weren't convinced by that, were you? I love that. I love that. Absolute fruitcake.
Yeah, just saying things.
It's just saying propensity. Just saying he was just saying things, Julian.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Absolutely brilliant. Good character.
Yeah. What you got for us, Julian?
Well, all I was going to suggest was that you take calls without screening them. But by the sounds of it, you've already started that.
Well, we do that.
The lunatics on.
We do that from time to time. What? Just take calls straight to air.
But do you have a regular slot for that, or do you just resort to it?
We just resort to it now. Years ago, I used to do it on a Sunday night on a Triple M, and when we started here. We did it every night, didn't we? At midnight, I think, for like a first month or so.
Okay. I love all that, because you get the nutters.
Well,
it turns out we don't need that.
No, because it's not like we screen anyway.
No, anyway.
No, he's nothing against the nice chap who does screen the call. He just says, yeah, hello, good to go. But I think there's a difference between the phone going and the straight to air.
No.
The prospect of being analysed and, am I going to be good enough to go on?
I tell you what,
have to be yourself.
You're right, and I'll tell you what we'll do again one night next week. Remind me, Catherine, we'll do it closer towards the weekend next week, because tomorrow we're going to do new callers. We did, do you remember we did straight to air, but from withheld numbers only? Do you remember we did that?
Yeah.
Now you're looking a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Why?
Because since then we've amassed a load of idiots on Periscope who just want to come on and say the N-word.
Well, we haven't had that for a while, actually. And I think we'll be all right. Well, we'll try it, and if we have to use the dump button more than twice in the first 10 minutes, then we'll knock it on the head.
Okay.
I think we'll monitor that. I think we can I think it'll be all right. It might be a car crash, but then that's the joy of doing these things. I tell you what, next Thursday, Julian.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do a show straight to air from withheld numbers only.
All right, I'll be phoning up saying you love Mike Dickin.
Thank you very much indeed.
For me.
Well, there's no point now because you've just shot your bolt.
Damn it!
The last 20 minutes has been delightfully fruity. No, not fruity, nutty. Well, yes, nutty. You see, I don't understand why they're having sex on television. Is that it?
They're not, though, are they? We were watching it before Love Island, by
Love
the way,
Island,
guys.
yeah.
Boring, isn't it?
It's really boring. A lot of pants up bums.
Yeah.
Which is I could watch. You know, I can dig that. I can't. Those girls are too young. I feel like a dirty old man looking at their backsides. I have to keep looking up.
We used to get marked down for that when I did gymnastics.
Well, there we go. Who's marked down? 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let us go to Mo. Good evening, Mo.
Good evening, man.
Good evening.
Do you remember me?
No.
What?
No, Mo.
You don't remember me?
No, Mo.
Do you not know me?
No, Mo.
You don't know of me?
No, Mo.
You're winding me up, aren't you?
No, Mo.
We had so many discussions together on the radio. How do you not know Mo?
I don't know Mo, no.
Do you not remember when I talked about the strawberries?
Oh, you're that prick. Yeah, I remember you, yeah.
Oh, no, because that Mo said he was never going to call again about 4 times.
Yeah, that was that guy.
He was really determined.
But he's obsessed. I remember you. You're the obsessed guy that keeps saying you're never going to call and you call in again. Yes, Mo. What?
I just thought I wanted to make your show a bit more interesting.
Oh, thank God for that, because it's dying on its arse, Mo. And what we need is an egotist like you who's also completely bonkers. Yes. Away you go. Over to you. Mo, it's your chance to shine. Make the show more interesting. Away you go.
I just felt like, as you're on the radio, your main role is to entertain, but I don't think you're doing a very good job of it.
Where did you get that idea from, that my main job is to entertain?
That's what a radio presenter should do.
That's what someone with a very old-fashioned view of radio presenters would think. Oh, look, heavenly music. No, my job's not to entertain, not at all. Very old-fashioned, very two-dimensional.
You do none of those. You don't inform people.
No, it's not my job.
You don't educate people. You don't.
It's not my job to inform, educate, or entertain.
Then what's your job? It's not just sitting and talking with Catherine over like absolute rubbish. It's to entertain us.
No, it's not.
Doing a very good.
Well, but why do you keep listening? Can you turn turn that noise off in the background? Because it's rather irritating when we're trying to have a grown-up conversation and you're listening to fairy music.
You're so rude.
I'm rude. He says,
I just thought, like, you're even more boring than Love Island, mate. Honestly, I'd rather watch Love Island than you. You make fun of Love Island. I'd rather watch it.
Well, go on, watch it. Here's the problem, Mo. I've got a real issue with you calling in, and I'll tell you why. I don't think you're up to the challenge. And I don't want to get emails in 6 months' time or a phone call from an angry family member saying, you had Mo on and you were bullying him and he's not, I worry that you're not up to our speed.
I think you're just being I think you're being a knob, to be honest.
Okay.
That's what you are. I mean, you're just being a knob.
Okay. Yep.
I'm just too scared of getting my calls, to be honest. I just feel that I'm the only person that actually disagrees with you.
Okay. You're literally not the only person. You're literally not the only person that disagrees. But you carry on, Mo. You carry on being not rude and calling me a knob. Go on.
On your small show of 50 listeners on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees with you. So I'm the only person who challenges you, Ian.
Okey-dokey.
And you don't like that.
Okie dokie. Sorry, Mo, earlier on in the conversation, you may have forgotten this. You said you were going to make the show more interesting. Can you let me know when you're going to start doing that? Because so far, it's dull, it's awkward, and it's insipid.
Well, I'm not making it dull. I'm just
No, you are. You are. You're making it dull.
I'm challenging you.
You're not. There's no calling someone a knob is not challenging. It's ill-mannered. Your father's brought you up better than that. Or maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's failed.
It's quite simple. It's obvious the way you deal with people, the way you just dealt with that 85-year-old man. It was disgusting.
No, that 85-year-old man deserved that. The 85. Gosh, no, you're right. Actually, you are brighter than I thought. That 85-year-old man deserved it, Mo. He deserved to be taken down a peg.
He deserved more respect.
He deserved zero respect. Why does an 85? Actually, he was older than 85. Why does an 85-year-old plus man deserve respect? He has to earn that respect.
Obviously, you're making fun of him. You don't respect him.
He didn't earn the respect.
He earns respect from his age, mate.
You earn respect just for not dying? You're joking. Come on. So you respect all old people, yeah?
Yeah.
All of them. You respect all old people.
Me. Yeah, if they don't offend me.
Mo, let me ask you a question. You respect all old people?
If they're not offending towards me.
Okay, well, what does offending towards you mean?
The way they're nibbling along.
I can't understand you because your phone's crap. Mo, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate.
My phone is better than your phone. My phone is better than your phone.
Gosh,
yeah.
Is your dad a boxer too?
All right, Mo, your phone is better than my phone. Okay, you got me there. You're winning at life.
You're being really disrespectful. Like I said, at least I respect my elders. You don't.
Well, I'm older than you, and you've called me. I'm older than you, and you've called me a knob.
You have no respect towards your elders. So obviously, you're just making a laughing stock out of it. You should find something more interesting, mate. I know your show is boring. I know you're boring.
Do it then.
Something more interesting.
I tell you what. I'll put a caller on, and you can make the show more interesting, right? You've said that. You want to take a caller?
Yeah, but I respect them. Unlike you.
Lauren, say hello to Mo. It's the Mo Show.
Oh, God, not this again. Hi again, Mo. I called into your show last time.
Oh, I remember you, Lauren.
Hi.
Hi.
How's your dad?
Oh, yeah. See, again, Lauren, do you have something else to talk about? Because clearly you have nothing to do. You never talking to the Ian, so it's really funny. You only call in when I'm in.
Oh, no, then you haven't been listening, sweetie. I call in now. I went to the live show. You know.
Yeah, I don't listen to Ian's rubbish. I don't listen to Ian's rubbish making fun of 85-year-old men.
Just so we're clear, sweetie, I am older than you, so I'd like a bit more respect, please.
Yeah, but the way that you're just like nibbling along with Ian, so I'm giving you respect. I'm not making you a laughing stock in front of on live radio. I'm not Ian.
Okay, well, if I'm your caller, go on then. What you got?
Well, what do you think about Ian's disrespect towards that 85-year-old man who's significantly older than him?
I think you didn't get the joke again.
I don't think it's a joke, but I don't think he found it funny anyway.
Okay, out of interest, how did you date him? Because I don't know if you know, but he's quite good at getting people's ages. Hint, the gentleman isn't actually 85. Have another go, sweetie.
He is 85.
No, sweetie, no. Try again. I'll give you...
Well, he's significantly older than Ian. I can hear it from his voice.
Mo, it's been great talking to you, mate. Take care, fella. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Lauren.
It's not really fair, is it?
It's not fair. It was like sending in the Terminator to destroy a puppy, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. I had to put it out of its misery. So I'm sorry, Lauren.
To be fair, I can think of one positive thing of Mo. He's true that it was the first time I called in to his cruddy show. And you did it to me again.
I know.
Really?
Well, I saw you up there. I couldn't resist it. Poor old man.
I respect you as you are my elder.
Exactly. Oh, man. Anyway, Lauren, what have you got for us now that the host of the Mo Show, Mo, is gone?
Well, we were talking about being flabbergasted earlier.
Oh, yeah. That was a topic, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
And it got me thinking, because today is, well, for another 10 minutes, my little boy's 10th birthday.
Hey! He's into double figures.
Oh, don't. He's been going on about it all day and asking when he's going to grow hair and everything like that.
Wow, tough guy.
Yeah, he asked my dad if he'd buy him a beer, and I was like, no.
Oh.
We'll be getting tattoos next.
That's great. Your boy's awesome.
His birth was a bit of a flabbergasting experience for me.
Yeah, go on.
Well, going into labour, I went into labour about 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, because it was the first I knew I was pregnant.
Flipping man.
Yeah. I was living with my mum. I made a bit of a mess of her bathroom.
Ay. Catherine, I don't know. I'm speechless. You steam it, because I don't know what to say.
So, the first you knew you were pregnant is you were giving birth.
Yep.
You had no symptoms at all?
Wasn't throwing up in the morning. The usual thing we do every month, I still only do once a year.
Right.
And I was size 14, no bump, no nothing. I was at work the day before.
Oh, my God.
You'd had sex?
No, yeah, well, my name's not Mary.
Okay, I just want to check that. Okay, because you don't know how far this whole fantastical story could have gone. All right, that's...
No, I'm sure as hell not that innocent.
Okay.
I'll leave that to people like Mo who won't get me.
We don't need any more details. That's well, that's it. That's it. Those are incredible scenes.
So, you thought you had a stomachache, I guess?
I'd been to a barbecue at work. I thought I had food poisoning.
But at a certain point in labour, you must have felt the urge to push.
Yeah, I screamed for my mum with things that I won't repeat for yourselves, shall we say?
Yeah.
So did you just think, I'm going to say something crude, and I don't mean it as a joke, it's a genuine question. Did you just think you were like having a really painful poo or something? I
honestly thought, I mean, when you're giving birth, you it's kind of like you do have diarrhea and stuff like that. I just thought I had really bad food poisoning. I thought, I've been to this barbecue, I've eaten something really dodgy, and I'm in trouble.
And here's the thing, at the moment where the baby's about to crown, it does feel like you need to do a poo.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
£5 one.
Yeah.
Don't. Funny you should mention that. This morning.
No.
No, honestly.
Oh, no.
Honestly, I flushed 4 times and the water kept rising up, and I looked at it and I thought, I just got to put my hand in there because I haven't got a toilet brush, so I just had to put my hand in there, and it was like a brick. It's like a brick, honestly, Sam. Once you have kids, shoving your hand down a toilet is nothing to pull out a poo.
It's unusual for it to be your own poo, though.
Yeah, oh God, it was honestly, it was. I kept flushing it, and it just kept rising up. I thought I've got to put my hand in there. So I can't. What I'm saying, Lauren, is I can identify with how you felt 10 years ago.
Well, not really.
Yeah, no, really.
Given my current line of work, I deal with bodily fluids all the time now, anyway.
So hang on, did you have the baby on the bathroom floor?
My mum had to demand I get off the toilet and play catch. And my dad rang 999. He's like, no, it's already out. No, we're past that bit.
Wow.
Oh my word.
And you were fine, and the baby was fine, and everything was healthy and okay?
He was healthy. I had a bit of a rough time and then had to ring the then ex-boyfriend and say, hi, remember me?
Wow. I bet that was a tough old phone call for both of you.
He hung up and went and threw up.
Oh.
I can understand
Shock.
that. Yeah, I can understand that. Did he step up to the plate?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're not together.
No,
He's a really good dad.
He was
a really good dad.
Well, then good for him, because I've often thought it must be very strange for an ex to phone up and say, I've just had a baby, or I've got a kid that's 2 years old, and so have you. That's a big old thing, and I can I've never really been in a position where that could happen, but I've often thought, I wonder what I would do if you know, someone knocked on the door, a 10-year-old knocked on the door and said, I've had it with a half brother. I met a boy that turned out to be my half brother, and that was a big enough shock. So kid of your own, you know. Well, fair play to him. Good for him for doing what needed to be done. Lauren, I hope you tell that story to your boy every single day and make him miserable with it.
No, I don't. The rest of my family have a nickname for him that's rather unpleasant when he starts on them, which he does.
Well, hang on, what's the nickname? The Bastard?
Flipping heck!
Is it?
No. When they want to talk about that story, they call him Maxwell the Turd.
Oh.
Hang on, did you say toad or turd?
Turd.
Hers is worse than mine!
It is actually worse.
Hers is worse! There's me thinking, can I chance that? That one's worse!
I was feeling bad for you for a second.
Lauren,
and on the bright side, this is the first call I'm ending not shaking, so thank you.
There we go. Well done, Lauren. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. I was thinking, can I say that and be cheeky? It's called a turd.
I could tell it was one of those ones that popped out despite yourself. Well, much like he did.
Oh, man. Andrew and Alistair, stay there. We'll come to you in a little bit. What a strange old night. I like the ones where it just kind of bumps along and you don't know what's going to happen. Another hour to go. Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle, the late night alternative, weeknights from 10 o'clock on Talk Radio, on DAB, app and online.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yesterday was kind of like the 4th of July. The way your face lit up the entire sky. Had to look away because it hurt my eyes. The way you hit me was a big surprise. Yesterday I really didn't know what to say. I wasn't making any sense, but I felt okay. Ask you if it was my birthday. This kind of thing don't happen every day. Hey, hey, hey. I didn't just like a child, a little curious, a little wild. Live in the moment and you'll never go out of style. You know it's really been a while. Such a shameful crime. It's been a while since I let you go. Time don't let regrets go. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't think an angel get in my way. No, no, no. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't think an angel get in my way. Hey. So I gotta welcome angels, welcome angels, welcome
I've got to finish making that CD. We're making a CD and releasing a best of, in inverted commas, of Imani Coppola on my record label. I'm going to finish that this weekend. Doing that this weekend. Just need to come. I've lost a lot of the tracks because I have a problem with my hard drive. But I'm going to get all the tracks. I'm going to do it. It's going to be great. Scott's doing the cover, and she's writing a little piece for the booklet, and then Bishy Bashy Boshy, there'll be a new album. 03444991000. It's the late night alternative with myself, Iain Lee, and Catherine Boyle. Weeknights from 10 o'clock. It's the phone-in show, unlike any other, in that you can call in about absolutely anything you want on Talk Radio, on DAB, on the app, or on talkradio.co.uk. Let's go to Andrew. Good evening, Andrew.
Hello, I'm ready.
Sorry?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I'm on, Andrew. Hello, Ian. I've heard so much about you.
Is your name Andrew?
No. My name is actually Sam, but my housemate is a big fan of yours and has encouraged me to ring you up.
And your housemate is called Andrew?
Yeah, and I'm called Sam.
Hello, Sam. If I were to have to have a girl's name, it would be Sam.
Yeah, because you can make out you're a bloke.
Hey, here's the thing. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Girls with boys' names I think are sexy, but also I think I'd be a good Sammy. Hi, I'm Sammy.
Well, actually, most of my friends actually do call me Sammy, so thank you.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Anyway, Sammy, you've called in, and it's such a delight to hear your lovely voice. What have you got for us this evening? What would you like to say?
Well, thank you for saying my voice is lovely. I was literally just talking to my housemate about how much of a man voice I have.
Yes.
But thank you.
That's okay.
I've been out with my lovely Andrew housemate, and we were actually just talking about living arrangements and how life is living in a shared house, to be honest, and that's what we're going to bring up in our conversation.
Okay.
Let's
bring it up. So, hang on, is Andrew...
Yeah.
Are you and Andrew sleeping together?
Oh my God, Andrew! Oh my God, no. We always go out for drinks. Like, we went out for a few drinks this evening.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, but everybody thinks we're a couple. Andrew's 36 and I'm 24, so I'm nearly young enough to be his daughter.
Well, no, only if he was having sex at 12.
Well, yeah, that's
where I grew up.
that's the thing, Ian. Ian, in this day and age, you know, I'm a teacher, and I can assure you, kids in my school are definitely having sex at that age.
What,
you know what I mean?
They're doing it in school? That's outrageous.
I do work in a bit of a dodgy school, but no.
Well,
maybe not in school.
Why don't you listen? Here's what I'm picking up a vibe, Sammy, and I would like to share that vibe with you. Would you mind?
Okay, no, go for it.
Right, you've been out tonight with Andrew. You've had a few drinks, yeah?
A couple of beers, yeah. But I have work at early in the morning.
Phone in sick.
No. I'm quite a good. I'm a good teacher. I'm a good teacher.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
Here's the thing. This is the vibe I'm getting. Okay, put the phone down and go and teach Andrew a thing or two in the bedroom.
Ian,
that is the vibe. Catherine, you cannot tell me you are not picking up that vibe from Sammy.
Whoa! I'm not picking up that vibe from Sammy.
I'm picking up that vibe from Sammy and from Andrew.
Ian, I can assure you, I'm a bit of a tomboy, right? And I've been to watch the England game tonight, so I get on with lads a lot better. I don't know. I just like boys' company. It does not mean that I want to sleep with them all.
No, I hear you. I used to live in a shared house with 7 other people, five of whom were boys. 4 or 5, and I didn't want to have sex with any of them. Certainly not after living with them.
And I've lived with I've shared houses with girls, and I've not wanted to have sex with them. And I'm not saying that that's always the case, that you can't have man and woman living together and not having sex. But I am totally getting the vibe from Sammy, and she's going to play it coy because Andrew's listening. She's playing it coy.
Andrew is he's not my type. I'm sorry, Andrew, you can hear me, but I'm a bit more of an alternative kind of gal, you know. I like a bit of a rock star, you know.
He's a bit boring for you. Okay, I understand. I understand. In that case, I apologise.
He's a bit tepid.
He's dull. He's
tepid.
Oh,
poor Andrew. He wasn't asking for this, was he?
He's
said
vanilla.
Phone Ian.
Yeah, he's a bit vanilla. I understand, and I'm sorry I'm sorry.
He did warn me that these conversations might take a tangent.
It's after midnight. It's tangential midnight.
Yeah.
So go on. So hang on. So is it just the two of you living in that place?
Oh no. Well, it's a 5 shared house.
Oh
however,
God. Oh.
There's me and Andrew, who are like the only sound ones.
Yes.
No, I didn't mean it like.
No, I get it.
Andrew, you've sent me on a hellish one here, mate. No, and there's another lad who's all right, and then there's another girl who we never see, and then there's this other room that's just absolute hell. It just has bad news written all over it.
Oh.
We had this one couple moved in who were just messy, like they left everything everywhere. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then they moved out. Another girl moved in who was literally just a fiend, on it every single night till 10 o'clock the next morning, bass line, awful music.
Okay.
And then another girl moved in from Canada.
Wow.
And then we went out for a drink with her, and then one morning, literally, she paid her rent, and then a day later, she just vanished, out of thin air.
What?
It was really bad luck.
Took all of her stuff with her?
Yeah, literally, I left for work at 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And in that half an hour, when Andrew got up, she's gone.
Did Andrew murder her?
Do you know what? We've actually had this joke.
Whoa!
Lee just said that you murdered her. Literally, honestly, I'm actually convinced that she's buried in our back garden. You know, mate.
God!
He didn't take her out for drinks, did he?
Do you know what? It's actually weird because he went out for drinks and I went home because I had work the next morning. It was just her and Andrew, and then that was it. Gone.
You watch that, Andrew.
Yeah.
I know. Definitely not getting down for that after this rumour that's going around.
How do you survive? I haven't lived in a shared house for
a long time.
Well, the 11 o'clock show was 20 years, and I was sharing with my friend Mackenzie, and then my girlfriend moved in, and his girlfriend moved in. So probably for about 17 years, I've not lived in a shared house.
Yeah, Ian, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm old. Oh, I'm old. I'm 45 this weekend. I'm old.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm only 24, and I am moving away.
But Andrew's in his 30s.
Oh, I know, yeah, but, Andrew's just one of those, he's just bachelor for life, I reckon.
Yeah. So where are you going? But you're moving out in a month. Are you getting a place on your own or with a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
No,
or
I'm moving to Thailand, actually.
Flipping heck, man. You're living...
Yeah.
This is the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a job out in a school in Thailand, so buzzing for that.
TEFL?
No, actually, I'm already a teacher, so I'm an art
teaching.
teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, international school.
Hey, that's amazing, man. Oh, well done.
Oh, thanks, mate.
No, well done. Just make sure you get out before Andrew murders you.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's already got his excuse for you not being around anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You watch him.
Oh, she just moved to Thailand a month early. It's sound.
Well, you listen, Sammy. You've still got a month to give us a call, and you can give us a call when you're in Thailand. We'll still call you back. So,
Oh, wow, thanks. Well, I say this is my first time calling, so I was a bit. I just got forced into it. Andrew, he's very forceful. He likes to push me into the garden for unknown reasons and whatnot.
Get you to start digging. Well, it's we're joking about the murder of young women. It's always a hilarious topic. Well, listen, you're the best call we've had this month.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm the best call he's had all month, Andrew. Buzzing. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, Sammy. We'll speak again. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Easily the best call we've had all month.
See, it's not just me that goes high-pitched when I'm thrilled.
It was good. I enjoyed that. It's my chair squeaking.
Of course it was.
0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, Alistair.
Good evening, good people.
Good evening. What have you got for us?
I've got a couple of topics that...
Here we go. We're asking for topics from the listeners. Yes.
But can I just say very quickly that I need to apologise to Kath.
Oh, again?
Because I didn't think of a more difficult Guess Who last night.
Well, it was a pretty easy one, but
I know.
Let's let bygones be bygones.
Alan Caddick, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
Yeah, of course it was.
Although that should be a thing, actually. The first go of Guess Who, listener Guess Who, should always be Alan Caddick.
Yeah.
The second thing was,
yes.
Before I get to the topics, you mentioned that you...
Well, hang on a minute. These are the topics because you're saying these things, right? Don't give me preamble. What you're saying is the thing.
Give me amble.
Give me amble. Let's amble.
Okay, you said the other night that you were thinking of buying a Mellotron.
Yes.
Of course, one of the greatest examples of Mellotron is early Genesis.
Was it a Mellotron or a Moog?
Well, it's a Mellotron, I think, that you were looking up on eBay.
But was it a Mellotron that was an early Genesis? I don't really know early Genesis.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Well,
yes,
I'm not going to get a Mellotron now. I'm going to get a keytar.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like a keyboard, but in the shape of a guitar, and you wear it.
And look cool.
Oh, right.
I wonder how much keytars are. You talk to Catherine. I'm going to look up keytars on eBay.
Can you stop shopping?
I'm not shopping. I'm looking.
You
talk to Catherine, please.
That counts as window
Come on,
shopping.
quickly, because the vibe is disappearing.
Go on then, Alistair. What else was there?
Well, the thing is I was walking the dog the other day, and I thought of a thought experiment.
Oh, yeah.
Now, in theoretical physics, there is this proposition that actually there are very many parallel universes.
Yeah.
Okay. And how it goes is that each different parallel universe is slightly different from ours that we live in. And I was thinking that a topic could be, for example, if that's the case, how would one want to change to a different universe to be slightly different than they are now? So, for example,
I think of one suggestion.
For yourselves, it could be that, Kath, you are the main presenter all the time and Ian's the producer.
Yeah.
I've got one idea that certain callers wouldn't exist.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, Ian.
Don't be tight.
Harsh but fair.
Well, is this parallel universe, Ian, or is this actually Ian talking?
This is actually Ian is saying that in a parallel universe that I hope to inhabit one day, that certain callers will not exist.
Right. Okay. So is that me as well?
I didn't say that.
Ignore him, Alistair. Ignore him.
All right.
Yeah, but hurry up, because the air is being sucked out of the room.
Anyway, the other thing about earlier in the show, I thought Lauren was absolutely delightful with her call, and the way she dealt with Mo, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, I think she's super.
Thank you very much, Alistair. 03444991000. Let's go to Robin. Good evening, Robin.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Cass.
It's Robin from China.
Hello, Robin. China calling. Good evening, Robin.
Morning. I want to share a little story with you about myself.
Beautiful.
Today is the day that many of, I think, 9.75 million Chinese students will take their college entrance examination.
That's a lot of marking, isn't it?
I think this examination changed my life, actually. Before this examination, I was studying science subjects in my senior high school.
Yes.
My dad wanted me to. He didn't give me a choice because he believed that the boys should learn science and that is just the way boys should go.
Wow. What do the girls learn? Like sewing and things?
No, we have two subjects in the senior high school, major subjects like science and arts. You can choose, and they'll be including some other specific subjects.
Right.
But my dad didn't give me a choice. I followed his instruction, and the last 2 years in the senior high school was really the dark time for me. It's really hard for me to get into the chemistry, biology, all these things. It's really hard.
Yes.
So I finally finished all these subjects and went to the college entrance examination in 2015. My dad told me, "You'll do well. You can do good." So I just went into the test room, and when I finished the whole test, I get my test result in about 2 weeks' time. My dad was a little bit disappointed because I did really good in Chinese and English subjects, but I did poorly in math and all the science subjects.
Uh-oh.
So my dad just had a quarrel with me. Yeah. He asked me what am I probably going to do. He didn't know. He think I'm really like the dumb, because I didn't do anything good in the math and science, and which is, he thinks the boys should do better.
Yes.
I told him that I want to learn languages. I told him I want to learn culture or something, not the science, basically.
Yeah. You're more artistic than scientific.
Perhaps, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, my dad is that kind of person who's so persistent in anything he thinks is right.
Yeah.
But we have so many quarrels before before finishing my finishing that to finish the way to decide which college should I go.
Yeah.
And finally he gives up. I have 4 choices to be filled on that page, and I choose 3 of them. All are art school or language school. And the final one, I followed my dad again to put a medical school on that page. And my dad told me, if you couldn't be accepted by the first 3 choices you have, then you just come home, go to that medical school, and you will get it, and you will do it right. I told my dad, no, I think I will be accepted by language school because that's one of my favorites. Luckily, my score is high enough for me to enter that language college.
Hang on a minute, I'm getting confused. So where are you now then, Robin? So are you going to go and do languages, or are you going to go and study medicine?
I'm now in the International Study University, which is generally my major is language, studying English, and this is what I want to.
Okay. Here's the thing. Can I tell you my biggest regret? Not my biggest regret. One of my regrets is, and I think every son should do this at some point. I never did it. I think maybe the time has come for you, Robin. Punch your dad.
No.
Honestly, it's one of the biggest regrets. I think it's a real coming of age thing for a son to physically assault his dad. And I never did it. And I wish I had punched him.
I thought you were going to say, have a heart-to-heart with him.
No, punch him.
Man-to-man.
Because then it changes the whole dynamic. Here's the thing, right? The dad is physically imposing and is in charge, and the kids are small, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger. At some point, the kids are invariably bigger. The sons are invariably bigger and broader and deeper and gruffer than the dads. And the dads start looking a bit older, but there's still that thing of, I am your father, even though you're 16 and taller than me, I am your father. And that cannot be broken until the 16, 17-year-old punches the dad. And the dad realises that the boy is actually is an adult. No, he's an adult. And that power shift then changes for the rest
When
of
do you
us.
stop punching the dad?
You do it once.
He's about 80.
My dad moved out when I was about 15, Robin, and if he'd have stayed another couple of years, I'd have smacked him one. And I didn't. And it means for my 20s, I had a very, very awkward relationship with him where I still looked up to him as the parent, even though he was a shitty dad, and we'd never addressed it. We'd never addressed it until I got much older, and then he was too old to punch. So I don't know if that's an option for you, Robin.
Oh, well, it's really hard for me. I really have a really great personal relationship with my mom and dad because they support me a lot. My dad worked outside from my home in different cities for over 16 years, in my first 16 years of my life. He seldom came home. He works all the year in some different cities. The only time he can just come back home and talk to me and my mom is the Chinese New Year time. So that first 16 years of my life, I couldn't even remember how my dad looks like because I seldom see him all the year round. So when he finally, because he was a little bit old, so he came back home and working some places near my hometown. So I feel, it is the thing that I need to respect my dad. Like, so I'm now entering the third year of my college. My dad is now still telling me something I don't want to do. He's now having a discussion with me whether I should get married. Well, that is the thing that I don't really have a girlfriend now. I don't want to because I'm very much busy every day.
But this is a cultural thing. This doesn't happen so much in Britain. There's a few examples, but it doesn't happen so much in Britain. So what are you going to do, Robin? Are you going to be able to stand up to him and live the life that you want to live, studying what you want and pursuing the career and pursuing the romance that you want, if and when you want it? Or are you going to have to do what he says, or are you going to have to compromise on a few things, like maybe study what you want to study, but marry who he wants you to marry? Where's it going to go?
I will choose to just study and marry and work, do whatever I want to in this perspective, because I don't want to fool myself again. I don't want to put myself in some dark time again. Yes. But I will try to be, of course, I try to be nice to my dad. Yeah. Talk to him to make him understand me, to try my best. That's the best thing, Ian.
Robin, I wish you the best of luck, man. I tell you what, life enough hard. It's really hard, and I wouldn't be young again for all the tea in Robin's house because it's such hard work. There's so many, and politics and the games you have to play and the little dances we have to do with people around us. I couldn't do that. Could not do that. Robin, thank you very much. Always a pleasure. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very, very welcome to. A caring pensioner was given an official warning by police for feeding a cat she thought she was a stray. I bet she didn't, but she knew it wasn't a stray and she was trying to steal it. That's what they do. That's what Narina Palo did, the pop singer. She stole someone's cat, and that disgusts me. She's supporting Rufus Wainwright. Have you seen that?
Is she?
Yeah. Good for her. We should try and go. We should get her back in. That was Narina Palo. Oh, man alive. I brought my guitar in case she'd like me to do some songs. Oh, yes, please.
She's got one of these voices.
Oh.
She sings in front of you and the room kind of shimmers, doesn't it?
She's a tiny person, okay? But the power and the control and the magic.
The purity of it.
Comes out when she opens her mouth. Oh, God, and she just did a little tour, and I was kind of distracted with life, so I couldn't go. But maybe going to see her support Rufus Wainwright might be
awesome. Where's that?
Might be something. It's all over the place. There's a tour. She posted a picture on Twitter today. Shirley Key 79, said she felt embarrassed and annoyed after visits from 3 cops over claims of cat theft. I'm on the side of the cops for this. Someone started feeding my little girl. You don't. You do not do it. Do not do it. Shirley, who insists she's done nothing wrong, said, I felt like a criminal. All I did was feed a cat that needed help. She first noticed the black puss in her greenhouse in April last year. Months later, she said it returned looking very skinny. Okay. Oh, hang on, sorry, what's this next sentence? It was wearing a collar.
Okay, so none of your business.
Or, if you're worried about it...
You call the RSPCA.
Or if you're worried about it, you get come here, let's have a stroke it. Let's have a look at that collar. Oh, there's a phone number there. Let me give that number a call. That's what you do. That's what the collar's there for. But she was convinced it was homeless and fed it. Ex-model Shirley of Westgate-on-Sea...
Brackets, why do we need to know that?
Continued to give the cat food and even paid a £200 vet's bill. I've got to try and make a claim on the insurance for the cat, flipping it. In November, she discovered it belonged to a neighbour. She approached them, but it continued to visit her. Yeah, because you'd brainwashed it, for crying out loud. Last month, a cop called to say she'd been reported for cat theft. Good. Good! People like this disgust me. 3 weeks later, 2 officers delivered a community protection notice which said she must not allow any other person's pet into her property.
Oh.
Spicy! Nice and spicy. Breaching the notice could have led to an £80 fine and a criminal record. Police later withdrew the warning and said it was given an error following a report of a dispute with the police of pussies. The cat has since been kept in its home. The Cat's Protection Charity said, make sure your cat was where I got Velvet from, it's where I'm going to get my next cat from, said make sure your cat has a microchip collar and identity tag. It should help if there is any uncertainty about its owners. She deserves everything she gets, a disgraceful human being.
I had neighbours when I lived in a flat, and their cat was always getting... there was kind of an inner... fire doors, and so our corridor, there were 2 flats on our corridor, and the cat was always, they were just letting it out the front of their flat, but it was trapped in the corridor. And it used to sit and cry outside my door.
Yep.
I was the one that let it out. If I left my windows open, I'd find it sitting on my bed. They just didn't bother with it. I did feel sorry for that cat. I came this close to phoning the RSPCA, but I wouldn't have fed it.
Swimmers have been ordered to stop taking nude dips in lakes at a National Trust estate. Protesters took to Facebook to complain about the naked antics. One woman wrote, another morning, another bare bottom bobbing around the lake, scaring the carp and making me and the dog feel sick.
Scaring the carp.
Now the trust has said the waters at Woodchester Park near Stroud.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Stroud. Yeah. Are strictly off limits to all swimmers. A spokeswoman said, on health and safety grounds, swimming is not allowed. Also, anglers pay a fee to fish there.
God, you don't know what you might catch. Woodchester...
Sorry?
Where is it?
You looking up how to pronounce Stroud?
No, I just want to know whereabouts it is in the country.
It's fine, we've done that story.
I know, but I'm interested.
Okay, fine.
What if I want to,
Do it in your own time.
What?
Do it in your own time. You want
Park.
What are you looking for?
Just want to know where you'd go if you were...
You dirty cat.
What?
I don't get nudity. I
don't really get swimming in lakes.
Here we go. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the toys. The toys that are gonna be big this Christmas. You've got Christmas sorted.
Have I?
Yeah, you have. Because I think the biggest toy is unicorns. There we go. Yeah. My lovely unicorn electric ride-on.
Oh, don't.
Ride-on. £229.99.
She can jog on.
Or a Poopsie unicorn surprise for £50.
And the surprise is it poos. That's not a surprise.
What's this? The boxer. Okay, unicorns will be among the must-have toys this Christmas, including one that makes sparkly poo. The Poopsie, fed a mix of glitter and white powder to make the unicorn droppings. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I'll have one of them.
Don't tell her about it.
I'm going to next time I see her. We'll set parents back just £50. It is It is just one of the unicorn toys tipped by Argos. Is that still going? As the big festive hits with Christmas still 200 shopping days away. They also tip an electric ride-on unicorn at $229.99. A fire truck playset from the awful Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol,
Paw Patrol, be there on the double.
Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol, da, 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 da. Terrible programme. A fire truck playset from Paw Patrol will tick some boxes, while LEGO fans are catered for with an Arctic mobile exploration base. Well done, Argos, yeah. So you think LEGO and Paw Patrol are going to be big this Christmas? Well, these guys are psychic. How the hell do they know? How can they see the future like this? Top of the list are fingerlings.
Oh, God, we've got those.
Which sold out weeks before Christmas last year and are back with a T-Rex. So what's that, like a thing you put on your finger?
They're rubbish. So, you kind of slot it onto your finger. It's got a big head, and it's sort of mechanical. So you turn it on, and it will sort of make cooing noises and move its head about.
I have got something mechanical with a big head that you slip on your finger, and it's better than a fingerling. Juliet Ward of Argos said, "This year's list is arguably our most exciting." Well, it better be your most exciting, because surely toys get better every year. Oh. With the most exciting interactive items among the most popular. The list also features Boxer, the mischievous robot, and the Tiny Treasures doll, which looks and smells like a baby.
Oh. Don't like that. Let me look it up. I bet it's ugly. We've got some really ugly baby dolls.
We had a horrible baby doll. Well, the boys got... they got obsessed with this doll, and it belonged to someone. And it was flipping horrible. Honestly, it looked disgusting, and we just find this thing staring up at you. Go on, what does a Tiny Treasure doll look like?
It looks like... There you go. That.
Ah, that's beautiful.
It's not as bad as they can get.
That is beautiful.
We've got
apparently
one.
It smells like a baby.
We've got a baby doll that looks like David Jason, baby David. We've also got baby.
Hey!
What?
This is nuts! Stop the clock! Time out. Who did you just mention there?
David Jason.
And I looked on the next page and look who's there.
Baby David.
I was looking at him as you said it.
It's not funny.
That's like my favourite thing in the world. And this is my favourite thing. This is better than orgasms. This is better than drugs. This is better than winning the lottery, right? Is when I'm reading a book and listening to the radio and they say the word on the radio that I'm reading. Oh, mate. Do you get that?
Yeah, I get that. And sometimes you're thinking of a song and you turn the radio on and it's on.
No, I don't.
Oh, I get that.
No, I don't think that's so
I think
impressive.
I'm magic.
I don't think that's as impressive. Well, no, because you think of... I don't think that's as impressive as like you're reading the legendary TV show Change, and on the radio they say Change. You go, what the... I love that.
Okay.
I love that. 0344 499 1000. The last 20 minutes of the show before Paul Ross comes in and does his thing. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I don't know, 10, 15, 17, 20 minutes of the show. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very, 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 very bloody welcome to. Very welcome to. No, I didn't read this story. I never read the stories. I just look at the headies and I go, oh, that might fill some time. So this might be a really tragic story, or it could be a laugh.
Okay, well, let's delve.
Should we go for it? Let's go for it. The headline is Beyond a Choke.
Oh dear.
Oh no, it's going to trial, so we can't talk about it. All right, that's fine. Well, that's fine. You just read the last line there, and that's fine. So we saved ourselves. Okay, well, what's this then? There's loads of stories about Mick Jagger in the papers. This is brilliant, right? They've done a brilliant thing, right? Is Mick Jagger taking style tips from Bake Off star Mary Berry? Only chock and roll, but he likes it. When you're 74 and shopping for groovy clothes, you can't always get what you want. But Rolling Stones legend Sir Mick Jagger has found the perfect style muse. Bake Off star Mary Berry. 83. When Jumping Jack Flash hit the stage in Manchester this week, he wore a multicoloured jacket that could have come straight from Mary's wardrobe. From pink scarves to glitzy tops, Mick seems to get inspiration from the honky-tonk woman of cookery. And he'd love to taste her brown sugar.
Oh, please.
And style's not the only thing they have in common. They've both done well from sticky fingers. Now, what they've done brilliantly, it's one of those made-up stories where someone's got a picture the picture of Mary Berry and Mick Jagger wearing something vaguely similar, and they've gone, I wonder if I could find 6 other pictures of them. Have you seen them?
I've heard about it, but I've not seen them.
It's flipping... it's brilliant.
Okay.
It's flipping brilliant.
Do you believe all these colours were the original colours, or do you think they might have used a bit of
care.
licence?
Someone has had a lot of fun and a lot of work doing that. It's absolutely brilliant. Go and describe them.
Okay, we've got Mary Berry in a sequin bolero jacket.
Yeah. Oh.
And then next to her,
Yeah.
there's Mick Jagger wearing a very similar patterned bomber jacket. So, yeah, but no beads.
Yeah.
Then we've got Mary Berry in a fuchsia-coloured
Those two
zip
are great.
blazer.
Those two are great.
And a black top. He wore the same colour combo. There's one with him in a zigzaggy, horizontal zigzag blazer, black and gold. She wore a black and gold dress, very similar.
Yeah.
This is the one I really like, though.
That's great, isn't it?
She's got a dress on, and she's punctuating the dress with a pop of colour. In this case, it's a fuchsia pashmina. She's wearing black dress and this fuchsia pashmina over one shoulder. Guess what? Sir Mick was wearing black and fuchsia.
The last couple are not quite as good. But then there's another story, and I know that as their tour not finished, I know that it wasn't doing... I've got it now. It wasn't doing that well. It's only shepherd's pie, but I like it. Stones prove they are not all sex, drugs and booze. They may have been legendary hellraisers in the past, but for the Rolling Stones, pre-concert demands no longer focus on alcohol, cigarettes and smartly dressed women, it seems. Instead, the veteran rockers have a far more humble request, a nice shepherd's pie. Before going on, that's got to be after. Ronnie Wood, 71, rudest man I've ever had the misfortune to stand in front of, and Keith Richards, 74, have each posted pictures of their pies in personalised dishes kept on warming trays during the band's disappointing No Filter tour. Ahead of their performance at Old Trafford on Tuesday, Richards shared a photograph on Instagram and wrote, "Yeah, great shepherd's pie. Thank you, Manchester." You idiot. Wood shared an image of his pie before the gig in Coventry. While past demands on a Stones tour have included unlimited alcohol and cigarettes and 2 smartly dressed, well-groomed hostesses, Richards has long favoured shepherd's pie for his pre-gig meal. In Toronto in 1989, he reportedly found someone eating his pie. This sounds like... this is made up. This is The Onion, isn't it? He reportedly found someone eating his pie and refused to go on stage until another one was produced, much to Mick Jagger's fury.
Oh, my God.
That's insane. Awful band, awful human beings, really. I mean, I've got no time for the Rolling Stones whatsoever. Terrible, terrible people. And here we go. This is in a couple of the papers, right? And it's in the Mail, and the Mail hates the BBC, and that's fine. But this is in a couple of the papers, and this is nuts. BBC's dreadful forecast ruined our bank holiday. Wowzers. The BBC has found itself at the centre of another storm over its unreliable weather forecasts. Tourism bosses and day trippers have accused the corporation of ruining their late May bank holiday with inaccurate predictions of violent storms. God. In fact, most of Britain had warm, sunny weather for the long weekend, but the grim warnings persuaded many to change their plans, hitting trade in several resorts. Come on, guys, you're going to blame the BBC for getting the weather on? I never believe the weather forecast. I never believe it. I look at it on my phone, and that's...
Sometimes that's not right.
No, of course not. Critics say the BBC's weather app and its TV forecasts are frequently wrong. Here we go. Since it switched providers from the Met Office to Dutch firm Meteo Group.
Ah, those
Now,
foreigners.
We were at the BBC when they got rid of the Met Office, and what they call it? They wanted weather watchers.
Yeah, which means that you look out the window for us.
Yeah, and you take a picture of your weather, and you let us know what the weather is like in your area, and then we'll use it. Oh, Jesus. I mean, that was a dumb thing, getting rid of the Met Office. It's the Met Office, for crying out loud. But then the BBC are in a no-win situation, because they would have had to have done it for financial reasons, because they've got, why do we even have the weather on the telly? Why do we even have the weather? I mean, I always thought it was a bit of a joke anyway, but now you just look on your phone, who cares?
I think it's one of the last remnants of like that traditional duty of the BBC, along with news, sport and weather. But the thing is, nowadays, unless you're really old and don't have a mobile phone, you pretty much
But they
check
have
it yourself.
the weather on ITV and on Channel 4. Why? Who watches? I mean, just want to see the weather, guys. Right, so 2 days' time it's going to be... Who cares?
If you're a farmer or a pilot, surely you've got your own weather sources.
Yeah. John Weaver, head of resort marketing and whinging in Bournemouth, said the Met Office was more measured in their predictions than the dirty Dutch. It's so frustrating. It's having a negative impact on businesses, he told The Sun, while I'm reading it in the Mail. What? So now you can just steal stories from other newspapers? The BBC picture for the bank holiday was pretty awful. In the end, we had blue skies and sunshine. I think the BBC are a bunch of shits. Peter Dale, who runs Grove Ferry Trips in Kent, added, "We've stopped using BBC reports, they're inaccurate." Ahead of the bank holiday, David Graham posted on Twitter, "Weather completely different between BBC weather and the Met Office. I'm betting on the Met Office." He showed how the Met Office predicted it would be mild and bright, while the BBC...
Who is this person? Just a bloke on Twitter?
Bloke on Twitter.
Right.
He showed how the Met Office predicted it would be mild and bright. I'm a bit sore there. The dog scratched me.
Oh, that's the second time she's attacked you.
It's because if you lie on the sofa that she runs
jumps
up
on
and
you.
down to... Yeah, look at my fat belly. See my fat belly? Jesus, I'm huge. I hate myself. Anyway, he showed how the Met Office predicted it would be mild and bright, while the BBC forecast possible rain and thunder. Possible rain. JH tweeted that BBC weather left your forecast set to typical bank holiday by mistake. Phil Goodall, again on Twitter, complained he cancelled a day out in Reading on Monday because of the BBC weather forecast. Well, you're a tit, Phil Goodall.
You know there's inside in Reading.
First of all, who wants to go to Reading? It's a dump. And secondly, get a life. Hello, Paul.
Don't people have Pacamax anymore? There's no such thing as bad weather, it's just bad preparation.
Phil Goodall complained he cancelled a day out in Reading on the Monday because of the BBC weather forecast. He wrote on social media, "I'm so angry with you. We cancelled our day out because you said it'll be thundering. Nothing but blue sky all day."
Although you
Totally
say that, Reading's worth a trip because it's got the only complete replica of the Bayeux Tapestry on show.
Oh.
Take the kids there, if they've been bad.
I'm taking my boys to New York on my own. 8 and a 6-year-old.
Oh, fantastic!
I think it'll be fun. They're the age where they'll be fine with the flight. We'll watch a few movies and take a few card games.
They'll love it.
They will, won't they?
Absolutely.
I think so.
It's going to be brilliant.
I've never taken them abroad on my own before, so this is like a big...
The first time I took my son as a divorced dad abroad on my own, I booked him. We went to Mallorca. I was very nervous. He was only 8, going on 9.
Yeah.
And I booked him through Falcons Holidays. A nice, with a balcony, a nice place. Turned up there, they booked me into a Falcons 20s hotel.
Ooh.
It was like their cheapy version of 18 to 30s.
Oh, no.
He had the time of his life. Seriously. Dad, they're fighting in the bar. The boys are there for fire extinguishers. They've thrown that man, he's got all his clothes on. And one night, he went up to the bar, he took some of his camera, and he started to pull his shot. I said, "What are you doing?" The lads had shown him to pull their trunks out on a girl's camera, take photographs down there, and when they got the pictures developed, you'd see a strange old Todger.
Dear God!
I know. The thing is, after a day or so, they offered to move me, but he was enjoying it. He practically became their mascot.
Wow. That's outrageous.
And we went for a pub crawl. We paid extra to go on the pub crawl because he wasn't drinking that much beer as a 9-year-old. Yes. But they let him win the Bucking Bronco Challenge in this horrible bar in Magaluf because he stayed on the longest. He still says that's one of his best holidays, James.
Oh, well, maybe I should cancel New York.
No.
And take them
Magaluf.
Magaloof, isn't it? What's on your show tonight, Mr. Ross?
On the show tonight, okay, this is one for you, both of you.
Yeah.
We are going to be hearing about the Mexican nuns who are saving one of the world's rarest salamanders in association with Chester Zoo. They're called axolotls, and they can regenerate their tissue. So they're vital for medical research. They think if ever we can regrow people's spinal cords, but these things are severely endangered, a group of nuns have got quite a good breeding colony.
Yeah.
They won't allow them out of the convent, so experts are flying over from Chester Zoo to monitor the salamander's progress. I can't wait to talk about that story. Also, we're going to Finland for the first time.
Here we go.
The Moomin Troll Museum. Do you know Moomin Troll?
Yeah, I do know Moomin Troll. I was thinking
slightly sinister.
Yeah.
I was thinking I've been there, but no, I've been to the Pippi Longstocking Museum in Sweden. The Moomin Trolls, they're a creepy bunch. Those guys.
They've got a bad. I don't know if it's a bad man or woman called the Groke is the villain. Do you remember that in Moomin Troll?
The sort of dark.
The moving hill with teeth, which is full of ice and can set out. Once it was a hero or heroine because it put out a forest fire. But the thing is, it wants to know people, but they don't like it, and it's lonely. It's the most sinister children's story I've ever read.
There a Moomins movie a couple of years ago.
Oh, there's been cartoon. I think there must have been.
They did one a couple of years ago.
And there was like a stop motion thing when we were kids.
Yeah.
It always gave me the creeps,
That was
but
creepy.
actually, I kind of like it
No.
in a Tim Burton kind of way.
I don't want to dwell on kids' TV too much, but there was a famous, there was like a Norwegian cartoon.
Noggin.
Noggin the Noggin, Nog Bad the Bad.
No, it was like it was like an otter. It was called something like, I'm going to just say some words to try and trigger something.
Not Tarka the Otter, that was
no,
British.
it was cartoon. It was called something like Mergis Nurgastander or something.
Oh, yes.
What, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And didn't they put it on Channel 4 late nights and stuff?
I don't
It
know.
looked like a big potato.
No, it wasn't a big potato. No, this looked like someone on Twitter will know.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because you're so much younger than me, I don't know this one. Mind you, can I take exception with you? Not about the Rolling Stones, but about Keith Richards' Shepherd's Pie.
Yeah.
There's a great book about the Stones called Old God Soon Dead, which is a quote from the poet Graves. And the bloke who wrote it, Stephen Davis, American journal, also wrote a brilliant book on Led Zeppelin called Hammer of the Gods.
Oh, I've got that one. I've not read that one.
The Stones one's good, but it had a mistake in it in the early editions. And being a pedant, I wrote to him, in the days before email, because the mistake was said, before every gig, Keith Richards insists on Shepherd's Pie, a British concoction of beef and potato and onion.
No, that's a cottage pie.
No, of course, Shepherd, there's a clue. So I sent him a slightly sarcastic, he sent me back a thank you and a cheque for $50 as a fact checker, which I've still got somewhere. Yeah. He wrote back via his publishers, $50. I never cashed the cheque, because I thought, that's what a great thing to have.
That's fantastic.
Thank you so much for your input. It was and then the later editions about it, they were going to correct it.
Because, if someone did that on Twitter now, I'll get stuff, mate.
Yeah.
Go, I can't
Very
get everything,
courteous gentleman. He's written all kinds of great, but he's one of the famous, because he's one of all those Americans. He has an army of researchers, and every detail's in there. It's not a bad old book, the Stones. The Led Zeppelin one's better.
I don't get the Stones, and I've really tried. I've worked hard at the Stones. I've delved in
Have
there.
you had Goat's Head Soup?
No.
That's a lovely one from the mid-70s. Their last kind of proper... After that, I think they fell out of love with the blues and fell in love with themselves too much. But up to, I do love the early stuff.
Andy Partridge from XTC recommended to me Satanic Majesty's Request. He says that's kind of
She's a Rainbow and all that stuff on it.
Because that's a nice song. And I tell you what, one song...
2000 Light Years from Home's on that, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. We Love You's a great song. That's a great song.
Yeah, that's off that album as well. That
Is
period,
that on
isn't
that
it?
album?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all around that time, I think, are great. And Beggar's Banquet and Let It Bleed.
Yeah.
Goat's Head Soup's the one, though.
I'm a Beatles man, and these things run deep. Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock, dear listener. You're very welcome.
With nuns and salamanders.
Hey, what more could you want? And Tosh?
And the usual old Tosh,
There
of course.
There we go.
Helpings of Tosh. I did like my favourite character in the bill was Tosh Lines.
Tosh Lines, wasn't he? Yeah.
What a great. That was what he was given as his script, Tosh Lines.
Yeah, what was his name? He was an old boozer, wasn't he? He died, didn't he?
Had a great moustache and a bald head. He was one of those guys who compensated for the lack of Kevin somebody, I'm thinking, can't remember.
he was sad. He was an alcoholic, wasn't he?
I was in the bill. My mum was an extra in the bill a lot, but I turned up to film the bill being made.
Yeah.
And they stuck me as a corpse in the mall with just my toe sticking out and a tag on it. And they don't do that in this country, apparently, but I asked for it and they did it for me.
Oh, fantastic.
I've lived the dream.
I was an extra in Spender once.
Oh, Spender was a great series.
Spender was great.
Yeah.
Jimmy Nail, my dad was doing the props on it, and I just passed my driving test. He said, "Come up, and we'll get you a part on it." And I was a copper. You didn't see me, but I drove a police car.
You got the height for it.
I was dressed up. I drove a police car, and I was with like a proper actor. And it was just, and he was like in his 40s, and I was 17. And he said, "So do you do much of this?" I said, "No, I've never done it before." He said, "How are you feeling?" I said, I'm shitting myself. And he said, "Well, do you want me to drive?" And my dad said, "They'll try and take the driving over you, because that's an extra 45 quid.
Yep.
Do not let them drive. You're the driver. So I have to go, no, I'll drive this. I was excited. I met Jimmy Nail and everything. He was lovely.
Didn't your dad once smuggle a Dalek out for you to play with?
He smuggled a Dalek. I got a lovely picture of me and my sister. Me probably...
Father, if you're listening, my dad, you're a disappointment. You're dead to me.
He took it. We lived on the council estate, and he said, "Come round to the lockup. I got something I want to show you." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I opened the door. It's a flipping Dalek, and he for an hour. Me and my sister would take turns, sat in the Dalek, being pushed around. Great days. Anyway, thank you very much, Paul. He'll be on at 1 o'clock. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you to, I'm going to say, 85% of the callers this evening. We shall be back tonight at 10 o'clock, where we'll try and do new callers and newish callers only. And so be slightly quiet on the phones, I expect, but it's we'll certainly give it a go. Don't forget, go and download the podcast. There is a new episode of The Rabbit Hole going up very, very soon. Until 10 o'clock tonight from us. Ta-ta.